A very good evening to you. Warm welcome to the NIC Arena here in the heart of Nottingham. It's that time of year again. It's the ice hockey playoffs. There's not a seat to be had. The atmosphere is great. And what a game we've got in prospect for you. The Sheffield Steelers against the Manchester Storm in the War of the Roses. And your expert summariser today, your co-commentator, is David Longstaff. Good evening, welcome along. What are your thoughts?
Hello everyone. It's obviously I'm looking forward to the game. It's going to be a chance for me to see the team for the first time this year, and I'm really looking forward to it. I heard a lot of good things about both teams, so I'm looking forward to the game.
Well, let's look at how these two teams got here. The Manchester Storm have really been the fairy story of this playoff campaign. Finished bottom of the league, scraped into the playoffs on the last day of the league season, scraped through to the Final Four. And last night they played in the afternoon game, and they beat the seemingly invincible Ayr Scottish Eagles by 2-1. The goals going to Mike Moran and Ivan Machulik. And they led that one 2-0, and Mike Torchia again was outstanding. He's been one of their stand-up guys in this playoff campaign. The Sheffield Steelers, well, they played in a repeat of last year's final that you played in, David, against the London Knights. 3-2 was the score there, and somebody who writes Ron Shooter's scripts, well, they wrote one for him because he got one of the goals.
Yeah, he can never count out Ron Shooter. He's always, if he gets a chance to score, he'll always take it. And he's as we say, a good power play man. If he gets a chance, he will take it.
Scott Allison and Chris Lipset, the other goal scorers. What about tonight's game, though? You may as well throw form out of the window.
Yeah, definitely. I think the minute Manchester made the final, that went out the window because supposedly they were the worst team in the league and had no chance being here. But having watched them yesterday, I'm looking forward to the game tonight. It'll be a good challenge. Now,
that man at the centre of your screen, Ryan Back, will certainly have a lot to do if Steelers are to be victorious tonight.
Yeah, I think it's probably down to both goaltenders tonight. Whoever plays in goal for Manchester, we don't know yet. Mike Torchia, Stevie Lyle, two very good goalies, and obviously Ryan Back. Played a lot of games in the NHL and obviously going to do exceptionally well.
Well, what's your prediction then? You're our expert.
I think once it gets to this stage of the season, the crowd are behind the teams, and sometimes the unexpected happens, and I think the best we can hope for tonight is, I don't want to make a prediction, is just a really good game.
It's awfully hot in here. Are the players going to feel that?
I think they will do. I think over the weekend, with the building being full and a lot of fans everywhere, the ice is going to get worse as the game goes on. The players will feel that in their legs, but more importantly, probably the puck will be rolling around a little bit, and they might struggle to find control of the puck.
Well, that's it then. The Steelers against the Manchester Storm. You've heard David's thoughts. Let's get into the action. There's the referee, Nigel Boniface then. The Sheffield Steelers trying to retain their playoff title that they won last year at this very same venue. We're underway. Steelers in their usual white shirts. The Storm in their away black with blue shoulders. And that's flipped off the boards. Deep into Steelers territory. Jeff Brown is back. The Steelers flicks around the boards towards Brent Bobick. This was his home for a while as he flicks the puck forward into the zone. Now, that'll go as far as Torchia, one of the best puck-playing goaltenders there is around in the league. The Storm can work it out of their own zone. Steelers have got it back, though, with the ex-New York Rangers draft pick, Jeff Brown, and will get the first offside call of the game. And that will slow things down. Who will this help?
I don't think it'll help anyone at this stage of the game. The players really just want to get going, and after like all the build-up of today, then they just want to play now. They just want to get on with it.
Will there be a lot of nerves out there?
I think at the beginning there will be. The crowd play a big part, and obviously you can see here there's a huge crowd, and there's a lot of bouncing pucks around, and there's no real rhythm to the game yet.
Well, the shot came in from ex-Sheffield Steeler Cale Short, and now the puck is broken away by Sheffield. Manchester can win it back, though. They're quite deep into the zone, picking the puck up at the Steelers immediately, and they can try and get it round towards their skipper, Paul Cruz, on this left wing side. Now they can break it out towards centre ice, and Brad Lauer comes into the zone, trying to go around the outside of Rob Wilson. He's taken hard into the balls, but Lauer can win that back. Now Cruz has it. He's got options ahead of him. Gets it inside. Gets the puck back. Paul Cruz has opened the scoring for the Sheffield Steelers. Scott Allison on the doorstep fed it back, and there was Cruz from close range. And what a start for the Sheffield Steelers. It's the skipper, Paul Cruz, and the Steelers have got the lead. It's the Steelers 1, Manchester Storm 0.
Perfect start for the Steelers. You can see on the bench there, all the players are jumping up and down. That's just what you want. The final of the start of a big final, and you get the first goal. It's a great play by Scott Allison there, playing a 1-2 with Cruz and left him with a simple tap-in.
What a great start. The Sheffield Steelers cashing the lead so early on in this game. And what's that going to do to the Manchester Storm's heads? Are they going to go down?
You can't really tell at this stage, but I'm sure the Darrell Lipsey will be on the bench screaming and shouting at someone there. It's an awful start for them. It's something you don't want to do, is give up a goal so early in a final.
Just 1 minute and 11 seconds then. The goal scorer, Paul Cruz, assisted by Scott Allison and Brad Lowers. The Steelers get another chance now with Chris Brandt. He gets the puck across, comes out in front, and now Manchester can tidy up on this near side. They do eventually get it up towards centre ice, but there's Chris Brandt again. The Steelers have really seized control of this game in the early stages. Storm with Morin trying to go forward. Now Miller. Puck's high in the air, and Ryan back trying to get some help back there. Now Romanuk's in there, but the Steelers will tidy up and clear this one down the length of the ice. A chance to skate away on that far side. Bobbitt going towards the net. Lipset can't find him. Brabant pulls away. And now Manchester can come back with Trevor Gallant going the other way. Just flicks a shot in, and that's the first save of the game really for Ryan Back, just turning that one aside. And still Manchester have got the puck, trying to put the pressure on the Sheffield Steelers goal. Going hard into the boards. There's Mark Bulcheck. And the puck's cleared. That should be an icing call, but the intensity certainly high in this early stage.
That's unbelievable. It's, as I said before, it's a typical final. You can see it's end to end. I don't think I've seen anything like this for a long time. There's one shot at one end and it's down the other end. As I said before, there's no rhythm. It's just everyone going out and giving 100%.
How does it compare for you to last year?
I think this is a little bit faster. I think the teams are a lot more even than last year, and I think you can see that it's anyone's game at the moment.
Makes you wonder why the Manchester Storm finished quite so far down the league table as Basillo tries to get in there. He's got some help from Ivan Matulik. He's moved across to the Storm for the first time from the Cardiff Devils as the shot comes in. That's well saved by Ryan Back through traffic, and now the Steelers should get the puck clear. They're working harder with Paul Cruz. The Storm are back there with Parrish. He gets it forward towards Basillo. Winds up, shoots that one high into the glass. The Steelers can tidy up at the back. They'll bring it away with Scott Allison. He loses out though, and then Cruz can complete the clearance. And Storm will get it back. There's Cruz again, trying to get the puck down the right wing. But Rob Wilson, he's lifted the playoff trophy before for the Sheffield Steelers. A stray whistle here, so play will stop. A chance to get a line change. Could this be the first penalty call of the game? Looks like that could be the case from the referee, Nigel Boniface. He's really gone up in the estimations of many of the players over this past season, because I think you could say he wasn't the best referee a season or so ago, but he's really improved this year.
Yeah, but I don't think he'll be going up in the estimation of Darrell Lipsey there. Watching that, he'll be pulling his hair out, giving up an early goal and losing a man to a bad change. He'll be screaming and shouting on that bench.
Well, the face-off comes back into Storm territory. A first chance perhaps to see this Sheffield Steelers power play then. Ron Shudra, the veteran, the warhorse for the Sheffield Steelers. He's been there before. Get a chance to shoot this all the way along the ice. Well saved by Torchia. What a golden story that would be if Shudra was to get a goal. It comes back, shot comes in again, this time from Sebastian. And now the puck breaks all the way back around again onto that far side. Steelers have it. They're controlling the play on the power play. Got it deep in the zone, all the way back to the point now. Shot comes in, hard shot as well. That's deflected though, and the Storm can get a chance to get a change as the Steelers force back. What have you made of the early stages of this power play?
I think it's good. It's control. That's everything you want. I'm sure Mike sent the players out there and said, just calm down. You've got a man advantage. Play the puck around. That's exactly what they're doing. They've had 3 or 4 good shots, and it's perfect so far.
And a turnover in the zone. Here's Cal Short trying to clear on the backhand side. And we've got another whistle coming on the play. Is it good to get a power play so early on in the game?
I think so. I think as a player, you want to power play any time in the game, but to get one so early and especially after going a goal up, it's another chance to put Manchester on the back foot, and you can see they're doing well here. They're playing it around and they're rolling through the lines. Everyone's getting a chance, so I'm sure everyone will be flying here in the Sheffield team.
Here's Mansoff, feeds it down his wing board, gets it back again. Good passing by the Sheffield Steelers to keep him in the zone, and then Jeff Sebastian has it bobble over his stick. It's his second playoff finals in a couple of years. As in bustles Cruz into the zone. He's so strong when he gets on the puck, the ex-New York Islander and Calgary Flame. Here's Mansoff again, the ex-Bracknell B, gets it back, comes out in front, chance! There was Cruz, what a save by Mike Torture, and that is probably the best opportunity of the game.
Yeah, definitely. I think power play, that's exactly what you want. As I said before, they're doing well, they're playing it around, but it's also important to have a man in front of the net, which is exactly what they had there, and he just nearly had a tap-in goal again.
Mansoff keeps it in the zone on that far side. His pass is stray though, and now the Storm should get a chance to clear this down the ice, but there's Ryan back. He's keeping himself involved in the game. A nice outlet to Sebastian. Steelers deep in their own zone, just trying to calm things down. Plenty of opportunities for Mark Laniel to move the puck. Brabant's come deep. Now he decides to skate it as Storm go back to full strength, and it was a good power play for the Steelers, but perhaps only the one golden opportunity that they created.
Yeah, but as I said before, it's a perfect power play without scoring a goal. I think it had everything there for them, so obviously it's something to build on for the rest of the game.
Bobic battling in the corner, then gets it towards Rick Brabant. He's there with Lipsit available, tries to get the shot in. That one just pushed wide by Torture. Another chance for Bobic to try and work the puck around, and now the Storm can get it cleared down the length of the ice. And a chance to try and get a line change as well for the Manchester Storm as Jeff Brown goes back. He's such a smooth skater, Jeff Brown. Another smooth skater. Here's Chris Miller as he brings the puck forward, trying to pick up speed as he goes end to end. An offside goal though. The Storm just sneaked into the zone a little bit too quickly. David Longstaff, let's hear your early thoughts on his first few minutes of play.
I think it's the perfect advert for British hockey here. The two teams going out, hitting, shooting. It's got everything so far. I just hope it continues into the rest of the game.
Well, Mark Bulche was the man who went offside. The Storm's Dutch-Canadian forward. That's Trevor Gallant getting ready to take the face off. He's the assistant coach this year to Darrell Lipsey. It's his first year, Darrell Lipsey, as a ISL coach. I don't know whether it was the best decision to employ such a young assistant coach. I think he perhaps needed a bit more experience.
Yeah, well, there's no better way of getting experience than finishing on a last place team. I'm sure Darrell's learned a lot of stuff this year and probably taking it into the playoffs here. As you can see, they're playing well. I can't understand why they finished bottom in the league.
Here's Chris Brandt trying to clear it. He's played all the way down deep into the zone. Torture can rim that one around the boards, and there for the Boutillier, the ex-Anaheim Mighty Duck. Tough guy, an enforcer. Pretty big game player as well for the Sheffield Steelers, with Chris Brandt just trying to work the puck out, and there's Torture again. He's so good at handling that puck, and now the Storm can get the puck down the length of the ice. It's all the way back there. Brown's back, he can touch up, but again, no icing called as Manchester can turn the puck over. Steelers with a chance to try and clear again. They get it up the boards and now out of the zone. And the length of the ice. Back come the Manchester Stormers. Rob Wilson with a long outlet pass. That's deflected into the zone. Mansoff gets that back there, but back just hacks the puck away. And now Brad Lauer can get the puck clear to Scott Allison. Chance for Allison, top of the circle, drops the pass off. Still gets it towards Paul Cruz. His pass across the far side, shot coming in. Just wide of the target, and now Manchester can bring the puck clear. And a good opportunity for them, but the Steelers and this line with Allison, Lauer and Cruz are causing all kinds of problems as Lauer goes hard into the boards again. Allison doing a good job on Dwight Parrish. Those two have met up before as Brad Lauer's strength takes the puck away. He's still got the chance, lying down, gets a shot on goal. Now a chance for Mansoff. Got strength from Brad Lauer. And now Paul Cruz can get it, perhaps in fashion. Another chance for the Sheffield Steelers. Back to Lauer, out in front towards Allison. That deflects, and the Storm will clear this length of the ice, and any chance to get a breather. But wow, what a shift.
Unbelievable shift. I think it was said in the local press last week that the Allison, Cruz and Lauer line had to get going, and you can see here they've got something to prove. They're all over them that shift. That's the best shift I've seen in a long time by the three players there.
It reminds me a little bit of when you used to play with Scott Allison.
Yeah, I think it's the same. Once you get a couple of big plays, you get it in the corners and you can start out muscle the defenseman a little bit. And once they're running around, it's advantage to the forwards. And as you can see there, they took full advantage of that.
And the long outlet pass doesn't work. That's just turned aside by Torture, so there'll be no ice and good skating by Dan Preston to get back and pick up the puck for the Storm. Now a chance to bring it clear. Here's Joe Cardarelli, winds up top of the circle, fires this in. Good kick save by Ryan Back. That was a tough angle shot, but a sharp one, and now Back will just slow things down. And you'll just see a bit of afters here. Rick Brabant, and he's always willing, isn't he? He's not the biggest man in the league, Rick Brabant, but he just get in your face and under your skin.
He'll do whatever it takes to win, and if that means punching someone in the face for going near the goalie, that's exactly what he'll do. Mike doesn't want it any other way. Rick's so good because of the way he plays. He's in everyone's face, as I said before. That's the way he is. He's not the type of player who's going to shy away from anything. He'll get right in someone's face.
Well, he's cost his side a penalty here, Rick Brabant, the assistant coach of the Sheffield Steelers. Still plays like he's about 23-year-old. Well, I think he's closer to 40, in all honesty. He's just a fantastic player. I think the one thing that strikes me is the way he's been able to develop with the league, because the league has got so much better since he first came over here all those years ago to the Durham Wasps, and you've got to wonder why he never made more of a career back in North America.
It's really surprising when you look at him here now. He's still the best player on the ice, and I remember watching him in the old days when I was about 10 or 11 in Whitley Bay, and to see him here, he's playing amongst ex-NHL players all over the ice, and there's no one better than Rick Brabant out there.
Well, a tricky situation for the Sheffield Steelers. They have to kill a penalty, and immediately Mark Duteaume comes out onto the ice, and the Manchester Storm do have a very, very good power play unit at times. Trevor Gallant is the heartbeat of that power play. The Storm have it with that man Gallant now, who take up his position on the half boards. He's got his quarterback in Rob Wilson on the blue line, and those two are working as Gallant gets a shot in. That goes all the way over the top. Forces the Storm to reset. You know a lot about Rob Wilson. What will he look to do?
Rob's a perfect power play guy. He'll stay there and set it up. You can see him carrying the puck up the ice there. Once it gets set up in the zone, Rob will be looking for the shot, and just to calm things down a bit and take control of the puck. It's hard sometimes if you get your back to the players and you start running around. Rob's the type of player who can just calm that down and play the right passes all over the ice.
There's a chance now for the Manchester Storm then, picking it up with Gallant. Into the corner, out towards Bulche. Shot comes in just well wide of the target, that. Now the Storm have it on that far side. Picked up again, here's Gallant. Chipped out, the shot comes in all the way over the top, and that should rim out of the zone. Wilson can't quite keep it in. And here's Dwight Parrish. I'm surprised really to see him out there on the power play.
Yeah, it's a big surprise to me. I remember watching him last year. He didn't seem to have that many offensive qualities, but he's obviously proved that he has this year, scoring a lot of goals, and he deserves to be out there.
I think he only scored the one goal as a Cardiff Devil. He's done a bit better for the Manchester Storm as Miller feeds it out towards Preston on this right wing side, dumped all the way around. Ryan Back will corral that, and then the Steelers should clear this one all the way out. That's just about kept in by Miller. Good work by him. Gets it down towards Machulik. Machulik trying to work the boards with Joe Cardarelli, who was high scoring as a B last year, but another one that struggled. The shot comes in. That's deflected just wide. Mansoff should clear it on the backhand side. And he does, and some well-earned rest here. And the Storm not really set up properly yet or created anything, as perhaps Chris Miller will now as he tries to go all the way through. He's hooked back, and Mansoff clears round the boards. Can't be too much longer left here on the penalty to Rick Brabant. He's off for roughing as Machulik has the puck, bangs it round the boards. Steelers go back to full strength as Rick Brabant steps out onto the ice. Here comes Cardarelli. Shot comes in, well saved by Ryan Back. And now that man, Rick Brabant, is rested. He brings the puck down the ice, trying to create something, going all the way around the outside of Miller. What a move by Brabant, and gets it back to the point. The shot comes in, that's deflected just wide. Can the Steelers create something here going forward? There's Dan Preston. He should just try and clear his zone here. Doesn't need to be too fancy. He's done well to get it to centre ice. Just dumps it in cross corner. And the whistle will go. I think this could be another penalty here on the Sheffield Steelers. The man to go to the box is Peter Leboutillier, slashing as the signal made by Nigel Boniface. And Mark Duseaume is the man that will step into the box. But another crazy one, really. That was pretty much behind the play, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't see what happened there, but obviously something happened there for Mark Duseaume to to take a penalty, but obviously it's a big loss for Sheffield. He's one of the biggest penalty killers on the team, so they might miss him out here.
Key as well for Manchester Storm, 2 back-to-back power plays.
Yeah, I think they're doing well the first one there. Sheffield seemed to be harassing them, and they didn't really have that many great opportunities. They had a couple of shots from bad angles, but Sheffield are doing a good job now closing them down. I hope they can keep it going here.
Well, we're just going to see some further repairs to the ice. Where do you see the weakness in Sheffield's penalty kill?
Well, watching the last couple of games here, they don't seem to have one. They seem to be harassing the puck everywhere it goes, and as soon as there's a bouncing puck, as you can see here, the linesman sorting out the ice. It's boiling in here, so the ice is a little bit chippy. So as soon as there's a bouncing puck, just get on it as quick as you can. Yeah, I'm sorry about the smell. We can't help that. Here's Trevor Gallant then in the face-off circle. He pulls it back, gets it to Wilson on the point, feeds it off quickly to Bulche on this near side. He's got a couple of options. Chance out in front of the puck. Rebounded this. Trevor Gallant. He's on the doorstep and he's finished well for the Manchester Storm. It was a broken play and Gallant was untouched. The puck broke through the crease and there was Ryan Back. He was scrambling all over the place. He was down, he was doing the splits, and Gallant was on hand to fire top shelf. And the Manchester Storm are back in the game. It's the Sheffield Steelers 1, the Manchester Storm 1. Not much Ryan Back could do about that one. As we said before with the Cruz goal, to get people in front of the net, bouncing pucks. We mentioned the ice not being too good, and the puck bounced right on Gallant's stick, and he roofs that one. It's a good player is Trevor Gallant, the heartbeat of that Manchester Storm power play. 11 minutes and 24 seconds, a power play goal for the Manchester Storm, scored by Trevor Gallant, assisted by Mark Bulche. We'll see if they add any additional assists to that as well. And the Storm right back in this hockey game. And David, how are the Sheffield Steelers going to bounce back from that? Probably they might be a little bit disappointed here. You can see that they've just killed off one penalty, and then to do so well on the first penalty and give this one up straight away, it might be a big loss for them. Well, big hit coming in centre ice. I don't think Scott Allison caught all of that. He's certainly looking to get that big body going, and Scott Allison's a player that you've played with, and I'm sure he's a player that you don't particularly fancy playing against night in, night out. I noticed you said he didn't catch it all there, but you're not Cale Short. You can see him shaking his head. He's just going for a line change now. I think if Scott Allison even catches you 50%, you feel it. So I think Cale's going off for a well-earned rest now. 20 goals this year for Scott Allison, and perhaps a lessening of his physical role, but he's really showed that he's got the skills and why he was selected so high by the Edmonton Oilers. Definitely. I've always been a big admirer of Scotty, having played with him over the years, and to see him do well this year, it was great. I spoke to him a lot during the season, and he kept telling us he was scoring all these goals, so it's great for him. I love it. There's a bit of rivalry between you and him ever about scoring the goals? Nah, not really. I think probably both want each other to do well. Here come the Storm as Machulik finds that in. That's a good blocker stave by Ryan Back. Sorry to interrupt, David, but the Storm starting to get back into this one. Here's Cal Banazic, a rare shift back out there on defence, and the Steelers have had very little of Banazic this year. He's had a problem with a hernia, and he's not been able to get back in. Then he's had a problem with his hip as the Steelers keep it in the zone with Bradley. Fires that one in, that stick to side by Mike Torture in his familiar now lazy style. He's one of the most relaxed goaltenders I think I've ever seen play this game. Here's Dwight Parrish trying to clear the puck out. He's interrupted though, and now the Steelers have won the puck back. They've done very well in the zone as Banazic washes it through. Here's Laniel with a shot that's saved by Torture high up above his crease. And Laniel again will dump this into the corner. Torture just gets into a bit of trouble, and then he lays a hit out there. It's a big man. Peter Labutillier, he just kicks that one away. Another chance here for the Sheffield Steelers. I want to talk about that. Mike Torture has just thrown probably the biggest hit of the game. Well, that's a big man to be throwing a big hit. If I was going to get hit, I wouldn't like to be off Mike Torture. There's a lot of weight behind him there. Well, he picks his spots, doesn't he? He is like having that extra defenseman back there, though, isn't he? It's perfect. As I say, a couple of years ago, we used to play in Cardiff, and they used to dump it in. We used to just hold up everyone and let Mike play the puck up to the forwards. It's perfect if they can keep doing that. How is he so much better than most other goalkeepers? Because I've never seen one as strong as him on the puck and as comfortable. I don't know. It's probably something that he's practiced a lot. He's probably a frustrated player. We had a chance to see him last year, and he's shown tonight he's doing exactly the same things. shooting the puck hard. I mean, I've seen him in practice. I just wish I could shoot half as hard as what he can.
Here's Cale Short trying to clear the puck out. He gets it towards the right-hand side. Plenty of space for Mott Bulche to get this one back. But the Steelers can collect the broken play. And here's Rick Brabant coming back the other way. Steelers with a chance. Mansoff trying to catch the puck on a one-timer. And now Manchester will clear it up down that far side. The pass is misplaced, though. And Ryan Back will slow things down for Manchester Storm. This is Steelers 1, Storm 1. Steelers open the scoring after 1 minute and 11 seconds. Paul Cruz assisted by Scott Allison and Brad Lauer. And then the Manchester Storm hit back on the power play a couple of minutes ago. 11:24 on the clock. Mott Bulche feeding the puck through to Trevor Gallant, and he managed to finish past a helpless Ryan Back already down. Here's Mike Moran, he wins the face-off. As Rob Wilson finds it straight into the glove. The rebound comes back out again. Nesferoni's managed to work the puck free. The Steelers can clear this one all the way down the ice. That was kind of aimless, and Mike Torture will deal with this easily enough. It's the checking line out there for the Manchester Storm. Mike Moran and Paul Ferrone. Moran been around in this game for a long time. It's pretty useful to the Storm, though, because he can play both as a defenseman and as a forward, as we see his physical line. As we see a big hit from Paul Ferrone. Now Parrish can get the puck to that far side, and Rob Wilson will bring it in, just flicks it softly into the corner, asks his forwards to go and chase it. They will as well with Paul Ferrone. The puck comes out in front. Now a chance for Mike Moran. He can't handle that one. He's got plenty of pressure back there, and the Steelers will now clear out as Paul Cruz gets it up towards centre ice. But the Storm win it back. Good pressure this from the Manchester Storm. They're not allowing the Steelers to settle on the puck at all. Now perhaps there is a chance for the Sheffield Steelers as the puck snaps into the zone. Torchie is there again. No, he's so very good when he gets the chance to get out and break up the play. And now we'll see Basillo come forward for the Storm. Gets it back to Machulik. Shot comes in. That was the change-up. Another chance for Basillo out in front. Is he going to be able to get hold of the puck? He isn't. And now Laboutillier can bring it away for the Sheffield Steelers. Just dumps it in deep. That was aimless, but the Steelers can get their first shot comes in. Well saved by Torchie. That could well be a penalty on Chris Brandt. I don't think anything's been called just yet as Brandt will try a turnaround shot. That's gone high and wide and into the stands. They're the favourites at this stage, David.
I think it's too early to tell, and both teams are still working 100%, and you know, there's chances at either end. I think Mike will be getting on the Steelers a bit to watch their dumps. Obviously, with a goalie as talented as Mike Torchie, you don't want to dump it in and put it right on a stick. I think he'll be saying soft chips into the corners and get in like he did in the first 10 minutes. Control the game in the corners, and I think that's the biggest thing for Sheffield. They can outmuscle the Manchester defensemen.
Manchester have really taken over this game, though, haven't they?
I think they're starting to. It's up to Sheffield now to get back in and get down to their strengths, which is cycling the puck and getting men in front of the net, as we've seen in the first 10 minutes.
Well, here come the Storm then. Gallant flicks it high and backhanded into the zone. Ryan Back comes out to play the puck. He's got that just about clear, and now the Steelers will complete the clearance through Rick Brabant. Storm have it. Just flicking into the zone, and Laniel's back there. He's such a smooth skater, Mark Laniel. The Steelers clear it high down the ice, forcing Wilson to get back there. Perhaps not as smooth a skater as Mark Laniel. They've always played against each other, those two, similar kind of age. And Rob Wilson tells me, and he assures me, that he's always played against Mark Laniel. He's always said he's been the best skater on the ice at whatever league he's played in.
I just heard you say similar age. Is Mark Laniel 47 as well, Seth, is it?
Easy, easy. It's your roommate, isn't he, Rob Wilson?
Yeah, he'll be killing me now if he hears that.
Yeah, you wait till you end up going on GP.
Yeah, we're going away in a couple of weeks, so I'm sure you'll get one back at me.
Yeah, I'll tell him later on. Whatever the result here, he will no doubt hear about that as the Manchester Storm bring the puck forward. Parrish gets it into the zone. Benazic, another shift back on defence for the Steelers, trying to clear it out as Scott Allison takes a hard check. That goes length of the ice. Torture calling for icing. That should be called. It is now whistled down as the game just hits a temporary lull, and the Steelers fans, you hear them, they're all over this NIC arena. They're trying to bring their side back into this.
Yeah, there seems, as you said, a bit of a lull in the game, but the fans are still shouting. We can still hear them here, and it's warm in here, and they're still jumping around like lunatics.
I know, they're doing as much work as some of the players out there on the ice as the puck comes back to the point. It's kept in. Chance out in front for the Storm, and I think that's gone all the way through. Mike Moran spinning around, has managed to get that one through the 5-hole of Ryan back. And the Storm, well, they've taken the lead. I don't know how it's happened. Moran has managed to scramble the puck home. 16 minutes and 36 seconds on the clock. It's the Manchester Storm 2, the Sheffield Steelers 1.
You mentioned it before, Seth. You said Manchester were coming back in the game. As we said there again, and 2 men in front of the net, lucky bounce, and you're not going to miss from there. You know what I mean? You can only have so many opportunities, and you're going to score. And they've just taken the game by the scruff of the neck at the minute, and that's probably what we want Sheffield to do.
Well, here's Mark Duteon. How are the Sheffield Steelers going to respond to this? They're usually good in adversity. They've faced it all season. Remember, Mike Blaisdell took only 3 weeks to get this squad together after all the problems of last summer. Perhaps there's a chance now on this left-hand side as Banazic barrels into the corner. Is he going to get a chance to get the shot on? He spins, gets that one in. That's well saved. Another chance comes out. That's just wide from Peter Leboutillier. Can the Steelers get another chance? The puck comes across, and now Basillo will just clear that one the length of the ice and force Cal Banazic to go back and pick up the puck. And how will the Sheffield Steelers react? What will Mike Blaisdell be saying on the bench, David?
I mean, there's still a lot of the game left. There's still 2 periods here. They've had some opportunities at the beginning. They're not playing as well as they were, but I'm sure if they can get back to the strong game points, then they're going to have chances, and you're not going to bet against them scoring another goal. It
seems to me the Steelers have been a little bit less physical in the past 10 minutes or so.
I think a lot of that to do with Manchester. They're just not letting them get to the pucks. They're a little bit smarter dumps by the Sheffield team. Could probably get them the puck, but as we said before, Mike Torcher's picking up the puck and playing it up. You see the quick transition. They're getting a lot of chances here in Manchester. I think at the moment Sheffield want to make sure they don't concede another goal.
Well, that will be the key. And so they've gone to their go-to guy in Rick Brabant. He's always there when the game is on the line. He wants to win this face-off, and he's done just that, getting it back to Mark Laniel. Laniel with a little flick towards centre ice, and the Storm will be forced back, and there'll be no icing there. Just watching a few more seconds off the clock as the puck goes high and into the crowd here. What do you make of this building, the NIC? You have interesting memories of this from last season.
Yeah, it's a great building. It's a really good atmosphere, especially when it's like this. There's not a spare seat in the house, and to play in it when it's in an atmosphere like this, it's unbelievable. It gives you another rush, and you can see the players there. It gives them a lift, and they're probably playing above themselves at the moment.
Face off in the zone for the Sheffield Steelers then. 2-1 down. They've got to do something to get back into this game. Fingers crossed they will find that scoring touch. It's not really been with them. The Storm have played very, very well. Finished last in the league. Only made it into the playoffs on the last day of the league season. Finished 4th in the playoff group stages. Beat the Air Scottish Eagles, which I think everybody was surprised about because they have such good goaltending in Joaquin Gage. Here's Brent Bobick. Can't quite get the puck off Dan Preston. Just gives him a little hook there. I'm surprised that wasn't called by referee Nigel Boniface. And now Bobick can try and use his speed. Gets it towards Brabant. Great chance. Good save. Rebound comes out. Another chance for Lipset in there. But the Storm have done very, very well. That is some terrific defending all the way back there from Mark Bulche. The forward was caught in the 2-on-1. Brabant looked up. He saw who he had with him. It was Brent Bobick, so he decided to take the shot, and what a save from Torchia. Yeah, great defending from Bulche.
I think Brent has to take a lot of the credit there. You've seen him get the puck on his own blue line. A lot of players would have just chipped it out down the rink, but he had the confidence to get hold of it. Once he gets ahead of speed, there's no one catching him. Made a great pass to Rick. I think that's a good decision. As I said, it's hot in here, and the ice is a little bit soft now towards the end of the period. Take the shot, and if there's any rebounds, get in there.
Well, Mike Torchia has been breached once as we come towards the close of this first period, but he has played very, very well. He looks like a confident goaltender to me, and perhaps trying to prove a point to Mike Blaisdell, who didn't start him last year in the playoff final. As Allison slips to the floor, he plays the puck around. The Steelers have a man hauled down. No penalty called on the play, though, as the Storm try and bring it clear with the second goal scorer Moran, but Cruz is back there for the Steelers, and he's going to play this in on the backhand side. Dumps it deep into the zone. There's Dwight Parrish for the Storm. Can get it down this near right-hand side. Gets it all the way back. Storm trying to break away. Mansoff can tidy up, and either side really wanting to take the puck on as we get another whistle and we'll get another break. What have been your impressions of this first period?
Just probably the number one thing is the fans in here. It's so loud, we can hardly hear ourselves think sometimes. But the other thing is the work rate. I think with the fans being so loud, the players are working out there, and you can really see it. There's no space anywhere on the ice.
Do you notice it when the fans are being as loud as they have been in this game?
I think you do as well. It's coupled with being the playoff final, so there's obviously nerves out there, and at some stages you just feel like you're chasing the game. The fans are loud and the game's fast, and you just really want to get the puck and settle down.
Well, we've entered the final minute of this first period. And the Sheffield Steelers will perhaps get a couple more chances to see if they can level this game. They'll slow things down now and try and clear the puck all the way down the ice. It's been an interesting first period, one that the Sheffield Steelers really took hold of in the early stages. It's the Storm who have come back very, very strongly as Jeff Brown can clear this up the far side of the ice and gets it up towards centre ice. That's tapped into the zone, but Parrish is back there. And the Storm look supremely confident at this stage to me. And they're happy, David, just to let the clock count down.
Yeah, and I think Mike Blaisdell might be happy as well, just to get in and have some good words with the players, give them a little bit of confidence back and tell them that they're all good players again. I think sometimes you need that. They've struggled probably for the last 7-8 minutes, and they need to get back in the game, and the way they're playing at the moment, that's not going to happen.
What about that man, Darryl Lipsey?
Yeah, as we said before, you mentioned he was inexperienced, but he seems to be doing a good job tonight. He's got his players motivated, and out the two teams at the moment, they're playing the better hockey. And
it's this playoff performance that's going to earn him a contract for the 2002-2003 season.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see about that.
Here comes Sebastian with a shot. That's going to break wide. Another chance for the Steelers. Good save by Torchy, using his stick well there. Another chance for a turnaround shot. Somebody's taken that in the backside. I think that's Dan Preston getting down bravely to stop that somewhere with his nether region. That whistle signifies the end of this first period that we've seen 3 goals. And that man in your picture, Mike Torchy, is the man who stood out for me. He's made several fine saves, but his control and puck play has been awesome. And the Manchester Storm really can thank him a lot for that. But what a first period it has been. And it just got underway after 1 minute and 11 seconds, where Paul Cruz was able to get the Steelers on the score sheet after good work from Brad Lauer and Scott Allison.
Yeah, it was a great shift. We mentioned during the period there that they got the puck in deep and just worked it around and made a pass out to Scott Allison, who made a great pass back to Paul Cruz and give him the open goal.
And Cruz had all the time in the world to put it away, but he finished clinically.
Yeah, he did. As you say, the ice isn't too good out there with the heat, so he's done really well putting that one away.
And then the Manchester Storm levelled at 11:24 on the power play. Mike Moran, the man not causing the trouble there, but he was involved. He scored the second goal, but Trevor Gallant getting on the score sheet first time round. Nice feed by Ballchain, no chance for Ryan Back.
No, I don't think Ryan Back had any chance with that one. I think if he had 2 goalies in, he would have struggled with that. I think it was a great finish, and he put it right upstairs.
Then the man that perhaps none of us would have expected to score in Mike Moran.
Yeah, that's probably why he had a lot of room in front of the net. He's not known as a goal scorer, but it just shows that there's some good players in this league without high-profile names. And if you give them an inch, then they'll take a mile, and as he did there, and he got the goal.
Will Sheffield be very disappointed with the score at the end of this first period?
I think they will be after they started off so well. I think they could have had 2 or 3 goals there within the first 7-8 minutes, and to go in 2-1 down, I'm sure the heads might be down a bit, but it's Mike's job to get the heads back up.
Well, you know Blazer well. Is he going to go in and kick the bin and throw some gloves around, or is he going to go in and just, tap players on the shoulder and say, come on, there's plenty still there, lots of time left in the game?
I think probably somewhere in between. He knows that it's too early to be kicking bins and hurting his feet yet, but I'm sure if they don't pick up the play, then we'll see that from Mike.
Well, end of the first period then. It's the Manchester Storm in control. Storm 2, Steelers 1. Nigel Boniface is ready then. The second period set to get underway, and we're off. And the Sheffield Steelers have to try and seize the initiative in this game. And that man, Mike Torchy, has been outstanding so far. I think he's been my man of the match. Here comes Jeff Brown then for the Steelers, trying to find a way back in. That's a long shot. He looks like he's just handling everything so well so far, David.
Yeah, he does. He's got a lot of confidence from the first period. You can see that he's had a couple of early touches of the puck, so you'll probably see him doing exactly the same this period.
Russ Roman clears down the left wing side. The ex-Winnipeg Jet, NHL experience for him. He's perhaps been quieter this year than many people expected, but he's a good, hard-working forward. As Miller goes back to touch up. Well, we've talked about what Mike Blaisdell could have possibly said in between the break. The big thing for the Steelers is the fact that they need to just get back in and start getting in the face of the Storm and perhaps being a little bit narky.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they come out and play here. As I said, the Allison, Cruz and Lauer line are going to be a big thing here. They're on the ice here. They're probably the line that's going to get the rest of the team going, so it's going to be interesting to see. As I said, they took a lot of stick in the press last week, so it's their job to get the team going. You're going to see them get the puck in and get in and bang and crash and lift the rest of the team.
Chance now for Brad Lau. Great spin into the zone. Good save, Torchia. And he stayed up so very, very well. Brad Lauer creating something out of absolutely nothing. Now maybe there's a chance for the Sheffield Steelers again as it comes across. Lauer feeds it out in front. Chance for Allison. Oh, what a double save from Mike Torchia. He is standing on his head.
That's just the type of thing that's going to lift the team, though. A good solid shift here, and if we can keep that going, then we never know what's going to happen.
Cruz on the prowl again. I can't believe that. Two fantastic chances. The first one, well, let's take it first, the Lauer chance.
Yeah, it was you seen him on the far blue line there. He seemed to catch the Storm defence by surprise, and he got a good shot away, and Torchia made a good save.
And then Scott Allison on the rebound. It was a tight angle, but the puck just wouldn't sit down for him.
I think if the puck had sat down here, we'd be looking at 2-2. But as I said before, it's a great shift there, and hopefully that'll lift the rest of the team.
Well, here are the Steelers. They've had two great opportunities, and still the Storm lead by 2-1. And with the way that things have gone for the Storm so far, as they've got another chance here out in front. The shot goes in, and it goes through. Paul Ferrone has done the damage well. He's come as a checking forward from the Belfast Giants to the Manchester Storm, but that is a goal of the very highest order. Paul Ferrone has made the difference, and what a way to rub salt in the wound. Mike Torchia keeps the Storm in the game at one end, and Paul Ferrone extends the lead at the other. Not long into this second period, and Paul Ferrone, after just 2 minutes and 6 seconds, have made it the Manchester Storm 3, the Sheffield Steelers 1.
Two goals from the third line here in Manchester, exactly what Darryl Lipsey wants, and I think there was a little bit of a misunderstanding there between the two defensemen. Seemed to try and make a pass to each other, and one of the defensemen grabbed another player, and Paul Ferrone made a move that any player in the league would have been proud of.
And what a finish.
Unbelievable. As I said, that you cannot pick a player in the league who would not be happy with that goal. That's one of the goals of the season.
And the Steelers have got a very long way to come back from here. 3-1 down. I'll tell you what, I don't want to sound too down, but the Sheffield Steelers, and they've got to beat Mike Torchia, and to me, he's one of the main reasons why the Storm could score that goal.
Well, as we said, the Sheffield go from an unbelievable shift there with Cruz, Lauer and Allison have 2 or 3 great opportunities. Mike Torchia stands on his head and then go down the other end. What could have been a simple play to get the puck out. The Storm pick up the puck, and it's 3-1 now. Backs against the wall for Sheffield.
Well, let's hope the heads don't go down on the bench, and this man will hope they don't as well. Kalbanazic, he's going to cause some trouble out there. Good hit by him. Lipsick comes in. Steelers' top goal scorer. He struggled through half of the year, and then he lit up and he was on fire. Perhaps he's the man that can unlock this game. He's never too far away from it. He reminds me a lot of Ed Courtney. I know you've not seen a great deal of him, but do you see some sort of similar characteristics?
I think any player who can score like he can is exactly the same as Eddie. They have the killer instinct, you know what I mean? There might be a loose puck somewhere. They can anticipate where the puck's going to be, and if Sheffield are going to get back in this game, we're going to need to see something here from him. And I'm sure with the credentials he's got, he's scored a lot of goals this year. We can see that.
Well, there's Chris Miller going to take his seat on that Manchester Storm bench. What would you make of him as a player? Because I think a couple of years ago, he's probably the best defenseman in the league, wasn't he?
He's a real solid player. He's fit. He skates really well. He's good on the puck. He's a perfect defenseman. He hits hard. He plays defense really well. So, as I say, Sheffield are going to have to try and get in amongst him and rattle him a little bit to get some opportunities here.
That's a good play by Jason Mansoff, and now he can skate the puck clear on this near side. He's impressed me this season, Jason Mansoff, the second top scoring defenseman in the league. It's the kind of player that you would imagine that Mike Blaisdell would want back in a Steelers uniform come next season. But I'll tell you what, there's a lot of hockey between now and then, even though it's just over 1.5 periods. There the Storm. Firing the puck down the ice. Back has to come out quickly to play it, and Storm turn the puck over again. It's this third line. The shot's fired in. Another chance for the Manchester Storm. Can they get the shot off? The Steelers have cleared it. Can they get it out of the zone? They do just about now, but they look very, very shaky at the back. And somebody needs to rattle the Sheffield Steelers bench and see if they can wake somebody up on there, because they seem very sleepy to me.
Exactly. You can hear the crowd here. Manchester and Nottingham and all the fans supporting the team are starting to get behind them. And you can see it in the players. And Manchester picked it up again, and Sheffield need to do something here.
Well, here's Torship. Just fires that puck the length of the ice. The Steelers should be able to get back and ice this. They do in Jeff Brown. But to me, they're just missing assignments at the back. How much is this to do with the fact that they're using players like Kalbanazic and Ron Shudra, who perhaps aren't 100% fit and haven't played there all season?
Obviously, it's going to affect your players. I mean, you're playing in a major final here, and the Manchester players are flying all over. And if the player's not 100% fit, then you're going to find out. You can find amongst the players that if they're struggling a bit, then they'll be touching pucks or placing the pucks where they shouldn't be, and that's what you don't want as a coach.
The Storm look to be well in control of this game. As things stand at the moment, they're leading by 3-1. In Sheffield, well, they've worked hard all season. Well, the question is, can they beat Mike Torshia? Because to me, he looks like he is a man on a mission. He just stands there. The play is behind him. Here come the Storm with Mike Moran. Cross corner dump. Steelers have to get back there in a hurry. They do touch up there. We'll see an icing call. What sort of things does Mike Blaisdell sound again when you're down by a couple of goals?
I think a lot of it is just to try and keep the confidence up. You don't want to. You want to wake the players up, but you don't want to knock the confidence. And Mike's proved over the years that he says the right things at the right time. I'm sure he can do the same tonight.
Yeah, it just looks to me like the Sheffield Steelers players have taken it upon themselves in Peter Leboutillier to just try and waken this game up a bit. He had a bit of a clash with Rob Wilson there. Nothing major, but just enough to start sparking the bench a little.
Well, that's what happens when there's a lull in your team. Someone has to do something, and Peter Leboutillier is the type of player who's been brought here to be physical, and he's doing that. He's trying to send a message to the Manchester team saying you're not going to push us around and get a lot of chances here. And he's out there. He's trying to get the rest of the team going. That's exactly what you want.
Brabant, chance to win the puck behind the back of the net, but the puck's scribbed away, and now the Storm can bring it clear again. Some good skating to get the puck all the way down the ice. Ryan Back has to cover up at the other end. Ivan Matulik. You played with him, didn't you, when he first came over to the UK? You not play, or you just played against him?
No, I played with him in an All-Star game. I think when he first came over, even though it was only for one game, you could see that he skated unbelievably well. He's strong on the puck, and you put the puck round, and he's going to come out first with the puck against any player. He's big, strong, and physical. Here's
a chance here for Vasillo for the Storm. Now the puck is cleared. Michulik, Manchester Storm captain, has a break off as Vasillo come in again. There's Vic Brabant. Michulik in his first game for the Sheffield Steelers. It's their first season in the old Premier League. He scored a hat-trick. As the Storm come in again, this is a great chance. They've got a 2-on-1, but that was good defence by the Sheffield Steelers, and now Lipsick can get it clear, gets it up towards centre ice, a chance to come into the zone. Here's Jeff Sebastian, not seen much from him offensively. He got hooked back there by Rob Wilson. Surely that was a penalty. That's Mr. Boniface said. Well, I don't think he said that's a penalty. And now there's a chance for Banazic, tries to get a little snapshot in on goal. There's the defenseman all the way down in front of the goal in Jeff Sebastian. And we're going to see a high sticking call here. So Nigel Boniface has now seen that, and the Steelers will go on the power play. And David, what a grand opportunity to get back in the game.
It's a big opportunity, as you said. Said before, they had a good power play in the first period, and they're going to have to get some chances here. 3-1 down. The game is it's not finished yet, but it's not at the beginning. So they have to try and get some chances here and try and sneak a goal back anyway now.
Well, the Steelers immediately send Brad Lauer out as the centre. He wins the face-off, gets it back to the point. Shot comes in from Mansell, just deflected wide. And the Storm should get this out. They don't. They get it only as far as Brown. Interesting that there's no Ron Shudra straight away on the power play. He's been playing the point a lot recently as the puck comes back again. Shot comes in from Mansell. The puck scrambles down there below. Another chance comes out in front. Can the Steelers get a stick on it? They can't, and the Storm will get that out. And it seems to me the Steelers have been told just to get the puck on the net.
That's all you're going to do. You're playing against a hot goaltender, and I think if you get a one-on-one or a good opportunity to shoot on Mike Torture, you've got to get people in front. If he sees the puck, he's going to stop it.
Does he have a weakness, particularly?
I don't know. It's hard to tell with Mike. I think he's probably his biggest weakness is...
As Lauer shoots this one in, rebound comes out. Chance for the Steelers, but Mike Torture has just committed daylight robbery. The puck was sat there on the line. Paul Cruz trigger cocked. And there was Torture. Well, for such a big man, he's so athletic.
Just like I was going to say, to be honest, I don't think he's got a weakness. He's proven it tonight. You just said that he's a big man, but I don't think there's anyone around who's faster. For someone as big, it's surprising. Even in practice when we used to play against him, you think he had an open goal and you'd shoot and he'd be right there across.
And he drops his glove, doesn't he?
Yeah, sometimes you think that he's chasing a Mars bar or something across the net. Sorry, Torture, if you hear that, but no, when Mike's on this type of form, it's hard to score against him.
Steelers with another good opportunity that's gone begging. You've got to wonder, is this going to be the Manchester Storm's year? They've never won the playoffs. In fact, this is their first appearance in the playoff finals. The Steelers, on the other hand, are looking to retain the title that you were a part of last year, that title-winning side. Everybody talked about the Belfast Giants being the side to beat this year, but in the playoffs, once again, a Dave Whistle side hasn't done the business. As the Steelers come away now, Rick Brabant trying to go in. He's won about 20 titles as Ron Shooter fires this one in. Rebound comes out in front, and there's Torture again. And Scott Allison just gets up. He pushes and shoves Dwight Parrish. And another chance for the Steelers and another stop for Mike Torture.
I think you can see Scott Allison taking out his frustration on Dwight Parrish there. Unbelievable save. Yeah, a few times in the old Cardiff days. I think you can see the players are starting to get frustrated. Mike Torture is doing that to them, and I think you just have to keep positive. If you keep getting the opportunities, you're going to hope that one's going to bounce along, you're going to get a goal, and I'm sure if they get one now, then they can build on that and get Manchester on the back foot.
How do you not become frustrated, though?
It's hard.
That's 5 opportunities in the second period that the Steelers have had, probably 4 of which they would have expected to score on.
Yeah, but sometimes that's the way it is. You just have to try and keep working, and it's probably something where you're going to get a fluky goal or a bad bounce that's going to give you a goal. And as long as they keep working and get the opportunities, then they're always in with a chance.
Steelers, another chance. Oh, over the top from Scott Allison. Did Torture get a piece of that? Well, I've seen everything. Scott Allison, 9 times out of 10, would have put that one away as he comes barreling in again. He's hauled down to the ice, and Torture just grabs the puck again. He would have expected to score from there, wouldn't he, Scott Allison?
Especially after the season he's having this year. He's just had a few opportunities. We talked about it before. This is the line that has to get the rest of the Steelers team going, and they're doing that at the minute. Now it's up to the other lines to come out and follow them.
Well, that was unbelievable. Allison all alone, probably 10 feet from the goal. Really. Well, do you think Torture got a piece of that, or was it just a shot that went over the top?
I think it's hard to tell there, but it wouldn't surprise if Mike got a piece of that the way he's playing at the moment.
Wants a piece of everything, Mike Torture. I know you may as well stick this tape on loop, but he's made some highlight reel saves so far this evening, and he has been the reason why the Manchester Storm are still leading this as they go back to full strength by 3-1. Goals coming in the first period from Gallant and Moran, and in the second from Paul Ferrone, and what a goal that was. I think most scorers in this league would be quite happy to have that goal to their name as the Storm come forward again as they go back to full strength. That's a shot. A nice save from Ryan Back as well. That's a long distance shot. You're not going to beat Back from there. Well, at least you shouldn't, but it's good to see him getting some action because he's been very, very quiet.
Yeah, I was going to say it's probably hard for him at the moment. He seems to be watching the rest of the game, but he made a good save then. It's always good to get a shot to keep your hand in.
Steelers open the scoring, of course, in the first period. Paul Cruz on the doorstep, finishing a nice move involving Brad Lauer and Scott Allison. You said that they've been criticised in the local press over recent weeks. Is that the kind of thing that will bother these players?
I think it will. I think that's where your professional pride comes in, and obviously you want people to say nice things about you, and if someone doesn't say nice things, then you're going to try and prove them wrong.
You all know Bob Westervale well. He comes to all the games on the bus, and I think lots of you know him socially as well. Is there ever any needle between the players and the press?
No, not at all. I think if you're not doing a job as professional sportsmen, you have to take responsibility, and if that's pointed out in the local newspaper, then so be it. It's just a case where you have to go and prove them wrong.
Well, here are the Steelers, 3-1 down. They've got to look to regroup. They've been vastly, well, not really outplayed, but I don't really know the word to describe it. They've played all right in the second period, but the Storm are just clinging on.
It's hard because they're having a lot of great opportunities here, and Mike Torture is playing the game of his life.
Well, here's the Steelers again with Mark Laniel. I'm losing my voice already here. The atmosphere is absolutely electric. You can say 3/4 of this crowd are supporting the Manchester Storm. The rest are supporting the Sheffield Steelers. And there are Steelers fans dotted around everywhere. You just see the teal and orange. It's like the good old days.
I think it's something that everyone who plays for Sheffield, you just get used to it. Everyone hates it. So I think you take great pride in proving everyone wrong. It's a sign of a very successful team. Sorry, as I said, when you win a lot, everyone hates you, and Sheffield have got a good reputation.
Would you like to be out there now?
Obviously, I'd rather be up down there than talking up here, but it wasn't to be.
Well, here's a chance for the Storm. They just fire that one in well wide of the target, and the Steelers will pick it up and come clear through. Rick Brabant, he's got so much speed as Brabant bursts around the outside. Can he get the shot in? Another chance out in front. Bobbitt can't finish. And Torchier, again, he was down covering that. He didn't get a piece of it this time round as the Steelers come back again. Lipset looking for the one-timer. Puck comes out in front. Brown can't handle it. And they'll pick it up again. And now Matulik, Storm captain, can bring it clear again. And he can get this away towards centre ice. Brought into the zone. Another chance for the Storm. That's deflected over the top. Good defense on the Sheffield Steelers, getting back there in time to get that one all the way over the top, because that was a 2-on-1.
It was a great play by Ron Shooter there. 2-on-1. If they had got another scoring chance there, would have been very disappointed if they had went 4-1 up, but the wise old head of Shoots made a great play.
Are you surprised that he's back and playing at the Super League level?
I think when you've got talent like Ron's got, the only thing that's going to stop you playing is age, and I think he's proved that he can still play the game, and he reads the game better than anyone else. So I think he knows when to put himself in situations and when not to, and make the right pass, and sometimes that's all you need.
Here comes Dutillon. That one's shot deflected. Eventually comes through in the second effort, and Torchier can deal with that. This could be 2 years in a row, you know, for Mark Dutillon being on the losing side. He was a mid-season acquisition for the London Knights last year, for the Sheffield Steelers this year. He played against you in the final. He impressed me last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, he was a great player, so I was surprised to see him go down and play in the BNL with Fife, but having spoken to Rick over the season, he said he's been a great addition and he's done everything that Mike's asked of him.
Here's Chris Miller then. Storm in the second half of the period have been on the back foot. They're trying to come forward with Gallant. He's just hammered to the ice by Jeff Sebastian. We've not seen enough of him doing that this year. He's not really been overly physical. Perhaps had a poor season by his very high standards. But last year, I suppose that partnership of Smith and Sebastian was probably the best 1-2 punch, in their own words, in the league.
I was going to say that was them two who said that, wasn't it?
Something like that. Adam Smith, a player, I think he didn't always see eye to eye with the management of the Sheffield Steelers, but he was perhaps a bit underrated.
I think definitely. I think the team we had last year, I don't think there was a weak link throughout the team, and when you've got players like Aaron Smith and Jeff Sebastian, big boys who are going to go out there and take the body, that's going to help everyone else, and most of all help the team.
The thing that got me about both of those was the fact that they were always so happy to go and lift weights.
Yeah, they were like the Bash brothers out at the Mighty Ducks. You always see them in the gym throwing weights around, and sometimes it's just good to stay out their way when they're doing all that.
Shirts are strictly optional down at the Sheffield Arena at times last year. As the Storm bring the puck forward, they've got it with Wilson. Wilson just dumps it all the way around again. His wise head is Rob Wilson. Still a great player as well, and one that I think most coaches in this league would like to have on their side. As the Storm get a chance to get a puck out in front again, the Steelers do well, though, at the back to muscle that out. Kept in well by Parrish, though, for the Manchester Storm. Here's Brad Lauer. Steelers created the vast opportunity of chances in the second period, but it's a 1-0 period to the Storm as they touch up for icing, and the puck will break down as Scott Allison and Rob Wilson have another push and shove. Well,
no friends when you get out there. Seth obviously played a lot of years together, but they're both trying to do the best for the team, and if that means punching your best friend in the face, then that's something you have to do.
Yeah, we'll see what happens when the rent check arrives.
Exactly.
Scott Allison renting Rob Wilson's house here in Sheffield. Always interesting to see it when, you know, the kick comes on and friendships are, you know, they're completely lost, aren't
Yeah,
they?
it is. I think it's because it's such a fast-moving game. Even after the game, there doesn't seem to be any ill feeling. I mean, you go out there and you try and kill someone who you buy someone a drink
Shot
after the
comes
game.
in, that deflects over the top, and that's the spirit, I suppose, of ice hockey all over the world, as Brabant gets the puck around the boards.
That's just part of the game. I think everyone's used to that now. Everyone wants to win. I think that's why you play professional. When you see the players at this level, they're all there because they want to win. And if that, as I said before, if that means trying to hurt one of your best friends to do it, then that has to happen.
Closing stages of this second period, then a 1-0 period so far to the Manchester Storm. Your thoughts?
I think Manchester must be the happiest out of the two. Sheffield are playing well. They're having some good opportunities. They just kind of get past Mike Torture.
Steelers try and get the puck clear. It's pushed all the way back, and the game has hit another lull over the past 5 minutes or so after a huge 5-minute spell for the Sheffield Steelers where Torture just was unbelievable.
It seems to have taken a little bit of life out of the Steelers team now. You can see them. I don't know whether the heads are dropping, but when you come up against a goalie like that, it's going to be a little bit taken back. And as I said before, it's going to be a lucky bounce or someone doing a little bit of magic that's going to see you get them a goal.
Another face-off in the Steelers' end then. Gallant against Brabant. And that's won by Sheffield's Rick Brabant. It's been a good acquisition to Mike Blaisdell. Those two played together at the Durham Wasps originally. Good friends off the ice, and they've been very successful together on it as the puck comes round. Here's Rick Brabant. Can he fashion something here? He's trying to create all kinds of things out in front. The puck comes back again. Chance for the Sheffield Steelers. Can Chris Lipset get there? We see a delayed call here on the play, and the Steelers have still got the puck. We've got an empty net down to our left-hand side, and the Storm are going to take their first penalty of the period, a holding the stick call. And Nigel Boniface just makes the signal here, and a grand chance for the Steelers. They didn't really manage the big opportunity last time on the power play, but another chance.
Yeah, that's what they want at this stage of the game. 2 goals down, it's a chance to have a man advantage and then try and pull 1 goal back.
Immediately Brad Lauer and Paul Cruz head out there. The Steelers will have to work hard to try and get this puck. It's cleared by Parrish. Ryan back just hangs on to it. Here comes Jeff Sebastian. He's not scored nearly as many points as Torture again. He's so calm when he does that, just hangs on till the very last second. Do you get heart attacks on the bench when he's doing that?
Sometimes you do if he plays it down the middle of the ring, but with a player like Mike Torture, he very rarely makes a mistake, and especially the way he's playing tonight.
I just can't praise him enough today because he has been outstanding. He's been the player of the game. Manchester Storm stand in a very good position. Can the Steelers hit back here? They're trying to bring the puck into the zone. 33 minutes into this. With Chris Brandt, he's got ever such a hard shot if he can use it. Sebastian's out muscle, but he does well to keep hold of the puck. And then Rick Brabant comes back. He's under a lot of pressure. And then Sebastian again releases Lipset with a nice pass, drops the puck off. A chance for the shot, but why didn't Lipset take that wider then? He just drops it off, and then Ryan Back has to come out. That is a huge collision, and the Sheffield Steelers need to get in here, and they will do. Paul Ferrone's there, and the Steelers don't have too many tough players out there on the ice, but they have to make a statement here because that was a huge hit on Ryan Back.
Yeah, you can't allow that to happen. Obviously, it might have been a 50-50. We didn't really see it that clearly, but in a game like this, the Steelers players are going to get right in there and make sure that he doesn't do that again.
Well, we'll see if there's any penalties called on the play here. There should be one, at least one. There's Rick Brabant mucking in again. And not a great deal of toughness, as I say, out there on the ice. The Sheffield Steelers, they've got the power play units out there. Man at the bottom of that pile is Joe Basillo. He's no stranger to dropping his gloves. I think he's dropped them with most of the tough guys in this league. Well, let's see what Mr. Boniface is going to do. What do you think he should do? Penalties either way here, or?
No, it's hard to say. We didn't really get a clear view of it there. obviously if he took the goalie out intentionally, then it's a penalty. But I don't think Joe Basillo is going to be punching anyone at this stage of the game. The 2 goals ahead, and that's the way they want the game to be. And to take a silly penalty like that, I don't think he's the type of player who would do that.
Oh, here we go. Nigel Boniface is just talking to everybody, seeing if he can get things calmed down. You know what? I don't think he's called anything here.
Obviously, he had a good look at it and must have thought that it was a 50-50 puck. And obviously, you've seen Ryan back flying out of his goal, and it just seemed to be a collision.
Well, that could well be a very good decision. You know, just goes across to the benches now here and has a conversation with Darryl Lipsy and just says, look, calm things down. That's the difference, I think, between Nigel Boniface of this year and Nigel Boniface of before, because you sometimes got the impression that players would skate across and he'd just bang his hand up in the face and say, look, don't talk to me.
Obviously, it's important for a referee to have respect from the players and the management. If he talks to the players and managers and lets them know his decisions and the reason for it, then you're going to respect them for it. You might not always agree, but you'll respect them for that.
How does it compare with the officiating in Sweden, David?
To be honest, I think the officiating in Britain's just as good, if not better. In Sweden, I found that it was at times a little bit too. The referees would get on top of the game too much and call too many penalties.
Were you the victim of that?
Sometimes I was the reward of it. So I think it swings and roundabouts, as you said. I think Nigel Boniface made a good decision and just keep the game 5-on-5.
Well, the Storm just flick that deep into the zone again. And the Steelers will bring this one clear. Still got the opportunity on the power play here. We've got a chance with Lipset, gets it back to the point. Now an open shot for Laniel if he wants to take it. Decides not to. Steelers trying to work an opening here. Trying to burst around the outside is big Scott Allison. Tries to fire that one in. That's off the foot, should I say. And it breaks round again. Here's Brabant. Tries to get it back towards Lipset. He had his stick cocked. And another chance perhaps for Brabant. They've got a 2-on-1 here. Here's Scott Allison. Tries to fire it across. That's behind the net as the Storm go back to full strength again here. And that's why it was such a good decision as the Storm come back again. Here's Miller. Miller tries to fire the puck in. He's fired that one well wide. I think Nigel Boniface just didn't want it to be a 5-on-3 or a 4-on-3 situation out there on the ice. He just says, look, let's keep it going at 5-on-4. And I think that's probably a pretty wise decision at this stage of the game.
Definitely. I think the last thing you want is a referee deciding the outcome of a major final. And I think he's had a good game up to now. You can see that we haven't really noticed them. And the only things we're talking about is the good decisions he's made.
Dute Omen to the side netting there. Another chance for him out in front. Can't handle that on his stick. The Storm will bring this clear. They've got a chance with Gallant on that far side. Just a stride offside, though, at this near side. And so we'll get the puck brought back in towards centre ice. Well, let's see what's going on here. Just a little pause. Everybody having a good moan and a good whinge. Prone to that is Rob Wilson from time to time. He's got one word or two for the referee. Picked up quite a few penalty minutes for that in his time as well. So he has this puck. He's raised the playoff trophy as the Sheffield Steelers captain. Before last year, that was the last time the Steelers had won it as well. In Manchester. Remember that day?
Yeah, I remember that day well. Obviously, you always remember when you're winning things, and in Sheffield, I was lucky to do a lot of that.
Storm fire this in, great chance out in front, another chance for Ferrone. Steelers have managed to get in the way of that. That was Jason Mansoff throwing himself in front of the puck on the goal line, and what a chance for Ferrone to put this game to bed.
Yeah, I think if that had got a goal there, that would have been game over, but Sheffield was still in it here, and just need to get in the zone and start working a little bit and put Manchester on the back foot.
I wonder how key that stop could be at the end of 60 minutes. Jason Mansoff throwing himself across the goal, and with a combination of him and Ryan Backers, Storm come forward again. Can the Steelers get there? That was a great hit in his own zone by Jeff Brown. Now Lau tries to bring it forward. Allison dumps it in right on Mike Torchia, and really should have gone round the boards there.
Yeah, try and keep it away from Mike Torchia. He's just calmed the game down and give his team possession.
Well, Storm fire length of the ice. Can the Steelers get there first? They can't, so there'll be no icing. Machulik still got so much speed to say he's getting up there in the experience of the game. He's been over here for a long time now, this Ivan Machulik. Now the puck comes back across towards his near side. That should be offside called. It isn't, as the Steelers pick up the puck as Jeff Brown fires in cross corner. Can the Steelers start to create anything? They've got Paul Cruz out there. He needs to do something. He's scored some big goals this year. He's the kind of player the Steelers will look to with all his NHL experience, over 400 games in the show. A whole lot of penalty minutes as well, well over 1,000 as the Storm come back again. Just trying to force their way into the zone with a chance with Mark Bulger. And now the Steelers will break away with Rick Brabant. Can he get a chance? Gets it out to this near side. There's a chance for Paul Cruz, but his pass eventually breaks to a Steelers stick, but nothing immediate. Cale Short trying to drive his man into the ball. That's Rick Brabant. He's so strong on the puck is Rick Brabant. He tries to keep the puck in play here. Short giving him a good seeing to here on the ball. Just pushing and cross-checking and pushing and cross-checking and pushing and cross-checking. That really is Cale Short's way, isn't he?
Yeah, that's the way Cale plays. As you can see, one of the last players you want to be playing against one-on-one is Rick Brabant. He's so good with the puck and small and explosive tight turns. So Cale was just keeping a close eye on him there. Maybe it's too close.
Coming towards the end of this first period, do you think that was a penalty?
I don't think so in a game like this. I don't think he had him in a headlock or he was pulling him that much. I think he was just trying to keep him on the outside and not let him get past him and get to the goal.
Well, the Steelers need a goal. They're 3-1 down coming towards the end of this second period. What can they do?
Need a goal.
Who's going to provide it?
I think Mike will be happy with anyone at the moment. I think at a stage like this, you're 3-1. If they can get a goal back now, it's a huge bonus going into the third period. And, they'll probably give them a big advantage over Manchester.
How can they beat Mike Torchy?
I don't know. As I said before, it might be a lucky bounce or it might be someone in front of the goal and a little bit of obstruction on Mike. And
we'll see a bit more frustration here. Moran getting pushed and shoved from everybody. And the Sheffield Steelers players here just have to be careful they don't become too indisciplined.
Yeah, I think at this stage of the game, it's more important to try and get a goal. I'd just try and keep things positive and don't want to be taking any stupid penalties at this stage.
Well, we'll have a bit of a pause as Chris Lipsett makes his way to the bench. I think our cameraman's been out on the drinks last night.
Yeah, it's just a shame he didn't buy us any, sir.
Yeah, it's hot in here, getting thirsty. The NIC Arena, what a venue it is to hold the finals weekend. Second year running it's been held here. Will it be the second year that the Sheffield Steelers have been successful as Mark Duteum goes into the corner. Manages to pick up the puck. He's got such good speed. He's good hard worker on the boards as well as Le Boutillier comes in. He's got Brandt for company. And Brandt will try and help it out here. As he fires this one in on goal, that rebounds long. The Storm can clear all the way down the ice and the Steelers are forced back and Brown can pick it up, the former first-round draft pick of the New York Rangers. Has all the tools as we see another good hit from Duteum. As we enter the final minute then of this second period. And an icing call on the Manchester Storm. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's probably the biggest minute of the game so far for Manchester here. They obviously want to go in leading the game 3-1. I'm sure if they do that, they take a big advantage going into the third period. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Well, the face-off is in the zone, and that big line of Allison, Cruz, and Lauer, they've been the line that's most looked like scoring. They've entered the face-off circle, and Gallant gets tossed out. It's a great chance for Lauer to win the face-off now, and he does. Just that comes back to the blue line, and Mansoff will have to go back. He's under a lot of pressure here as Cruz just punches the puck towards the zone. Now he'll get it back. He'll try and bring this in on the backhand side. As the Storm try and clear it all the way up the ice, they do. They get it back towards Cruz. Cruz fires this! Top corner. Well, is that going to count? Was Cruz offside when he picked that up?
I don't know, the linesman was right on there and the players are looking across. It looks like he was okay.
The Storm have surrounded the referee. Boniface shakes his head. If this counts, that is a huge goal by Paul Cruz. Is he going to point to centre ice? He skates across now. That is a goal. The Sheffield Steelers with just 33 seconds remaining in this second period. Well, the right back in it is the Sheffield Steelers 3, the Manchester Storm 2. I don't know if we can get a better angle on this.
It looked like a bad pass there. I'm not sure who made the pass, but it was right up the middle of the ice, and Darryl Lipps will be pulling his hair out there because 30 seconds to go, you want to keep the puck out the middle, but all credit to Paul Cruz. It was a great finish top corner, and that's what we said, a little bit of magic, and it's got Sheffield right back in the game.
Oh, and the Steelers are going to be buzzing now, aren't they?
Well, it's just made Mike Blaisdell's team talk a lot easier in between the periods now. He might have to go in and try and calm the boys down a little bit.
Well, the Steelers dump the puck in again. Just a few seconds remaining in the period. Are they going to get another chance for another goal before the end of this second period? Down by 3-2. And this building, all of a sudden, feels a whole lot different from a Sheffield Steelers perspective.
You can see it with the fans there. The Manchester fans are sitting down now, and the Sheffield fans are on their feet. Exactly what Mike Blaisdell wanted.
The nerves are starting to kick in again for me, David. I don't know about you, but we've certainly got a hockey game on our hands, and I fear there's going to be a whole lot of twists and turns before the end of this, as the face-off is won by the Manchester Storm. Wilson picks it up. He can just kill the game here, but he's under pressure. Good hit by the Steelers. And can the Storm get this one out? That, as the fans all rise to the feet, is the end of this second period. A 1-1 period. The scoring started, David, with perhaps the best goal of the game so far, Paul Ferrone.
Yeah, it was a fantastic goal. Picked the puck up after a defensive mistake and made a great move on the defenseman and put it right through back's legs. A brilliant goal.
And what a finish.
Yeah, as I said before, you can speak to any player in the league, they would be proud of that goal if they could be handed it.
We see Paul Cruz pick up the puck here. He made the difference, 33 seconds to go. He just picked up the pass. I think it's Chris Miller, the man that made it out of the zone, picks it up and just fired top corner. And to beat Mike Torture over his glove is something special. Yeah,
having practiced and played with Mike over a full season, that's his strongest part of his game, is his catching mitt. I think you see Paul Cruz here steps in and takes a shot. Didn't take it too quickly, but a great finish right over the shoulder on Mike Torture.
3-2 then, end of two periods. Which way is this going to go?
Well, I don't think anyone would put any money on it at the moment. It's an unbelievable game, and I'm really looking forward to the third period now.
Well, we're back then. What a third period this is. The Sheffield Steelers, can they do it? Can they get back into the game? I certainly hope so. 3-2 down, and what a goal that is from Paul Cruz. That the Steelers' heads just must be up. They've got to get back and defend now as Gallant gets this through. That goes over the top. It lands on the back of the net. The Steelers have to clear their lines here, and they do just that. But the Steelers must be really, really happy with that goal.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be interesting to see if the Sheffield are going to come out flying here. It's going to be interesting to see if Manchester try and back in, and if they do that, it's going to be the Sheffield's advantage.
What will Mike Blaisdell have said in between periods? Will he have just been pushing the guys, or will he have been just trying to calm them down? Because they would have been very excited.
Yeah, I think it's probably a little bit of both. He wants to make sure that the boys are fired up, and I'm sure you'll see them will come out flying here, and he'll probably just tell them to keep doing what they've been doing to get chances and try and finish one.
Puck goes into the zone then. Steelers try and work it out. The shot fed all the way across the front of goal. If there was anybody there, that could have spelled trouble for the Storm. Didn't happen though. Mansoff picks up the puck. Pinched in. He's played all right, hasn't he, Jason Mansoff, tonight?
Yeah, I've been very impressed. I've played against him the last couple of years, and it's a chance to watch him tonight. He's good on the puck, makes the right decisions, and obviously that's proved. He's done well this year, points-wise, and I'm sure Mike will be looking at him again for next year.
He's one of those players, though, that perhaps when you do play against him, or you only watch him 3 or 4 times a year, you don't appreciate fully what he lends to the side.
Yeah, as you can see there, as I just said, he's good on the power play, and he makes the right decisions, and as a coach, that's what you want out of a defenseman, someone who's going to move the puck and move it to the right people. Ducian
in the draw. He's won that straight back to Labutini, and that one's deflected though. And the Storm are defending pretty stoutly at the moment as the Steelers look to come back. Here's Chris Brandt dumping the puck deep into the zone. Sebastian. A couple of options here, but decides just to try and bank that, and that's played back in by Pierre Allard. Frenchie, as he's known around the bowels of the MEN Arena. And that'll be an icing call. And not too much shape to the start of this third period. Manchester seem quite happy to spoil everything that Sheffield are trying to do.
Yeah, this is exactly what they want, whistles and just to slow the game down, and it's going to be to their advantage. But Sheffield will probably be trying to, as I said before, get the puck in deep and just start working again, and that's where they get the opportunities.
Funny, between periods I managed to grab a word with Enias Sanchez-Alonso, the coach of the Bracknell Bees. He reckons Chris Lipset is the man that can turn this game. As the shot comes in from Rob Wilson, that's deflected just wide, probably off his own man. The Steelers can skate away. A chance for a 2-on-1 here if they're quick, and they are, through Brent Bobick. Set up well by Rob Wilson, and that is just nothing but pure experience that helped the Manchester Storm out here as the puck's just played around. That was a good play as well with a hand by Dwight Parrish. And the Steelers keep it in through Brabant. What can he do? He's winding up shot. That's deflected, and that is cleared by Parrish. Two good plays in a row, and that's a good pass as well. Ball chain with speed, passes it back, chance! Oh, just off the stick. I think that was the ice that caused that problem for Trevor Gallant. And the Manchester Storm will reset.
Yeah, that was a good opportunity there. Probably wish he had taken the shot, and they just hoped that Gallant got the rebound.
Here the Storm then trying to come away with it. See if they can create something. Rob Wilson. It's his signature move, that, isn't it?
Yeah, as I said, Rob's good on the puck, and he'll try and gain the red line and get the puck in and let the forwards get after it.
Here's Paul Cruz. Can he make contact in there? Cale Short. Those two have had a season-long battle since the very first game, and what a hit by Cale Short as well to drive Cruz into the boards. He's not scared, is he?
No, that's Shorty. He's not scared of the physical stuff. He'll get stuck in and then put a shoulder in someone if he has to do it.
Scott Allison, he's just spun around. That goes out of the zone. That'll be disappointing for the Steelers. As Laniel turns. So smooth on the puck as he brings it forward. Now he gets into the zone, fires a shot. That's deflected high over the top into the netting, so we'll get a whistle here. Face-off should remain within the zone.
You can see the Manchester defence starting to back in a bit. I'm sure you'll see Darryl Lipsey telling them not to back in and give up the zone so easy for the Sheffield team to come in.
Well, if the Storm are to win this, I think the one person that we'll all be happy for is Mike Torshia, because I think professionally it probably hurt his pride a little bit that he didn't get the opportunity to play much during the playoffs, and I think the only time he did really play during the playoffs was that game in Nottingham where things really didn't go to plan.
No, I think you're right there. I think this is a good chance for Mike. I think the year before when we won the playoffs, we had a lot of good players, and I think it was just something that if you didn't play much, you knew that someone else was going to come in and do a good job.
Well, there's Paul Ferrone. He scored a great goal in the last period. Tipsy Doodle out the corner. And it looks like Cal Bonazic is just being used to really mix things up here. Spotting in for Peter Leboutillier on that third line as a forward. It's good to see that Mike Blaisdell's cut his defenseman back to 4 as well, as the face-off is won by the Steelers. One of the 4 is Laniel, and that's Brown who shoots the puck. It goes hard into the net, and he was given a second chance there by Torchia, but he was quick enough to get over that. It's good to see the defenseman driving around like that for the Steelers.
Yeah, that's good. When you want a goal, it's an important stage, and obviously if your defenseman's jumping in, that's going to give you an odd man situation. If you can get a good chance, and you're going to score on it.
Well, the face-off is going to come a little deeper here. Well, I don't understand this.
No, I don't understand what's happened here.
I mean, that was fair game. Torchia took his hand off the puck. Yeah. Brown saw a chance, he had a chop at it, and Torchia covered it up.
Definitely, if there's a loose puck, you're going to make sure you swing for it.
A strange one. It's linesman Matt Falker. Strange decision by him. That's one of the most rigorous warm-ups I think I've ever seen. Generally involves some kind of American sports at one end or other of the arena, as we see another big hit in there by big Cal Bonazic. He would have been such an asset to the Steelers if he would have played all year. As into the zone comes the Storm again. Mike Morin's there. It's really important, isn't it, David, for the Steelers now that Ryan Back is there and he's focused.
Yeah, I think it's probably the perfect goalie to have in there, goalie with NHL experience. He's used to this. He doesn't seem to be getting a lot of puck shot on him now, but what you want from him is that if there's any pucks or odd man rushes, that he'll make the save.
Face off back in the Steelers zone then. 3-2. Storm are leading. Can the Steelers find a goal, or are the Manchester Storm going to create the fairy tale ending to a pretty horrific season by their standards? Or will it be the fairy tale as written by Mike Blaisdell, who from enemy number 1 down Broughton Laneway has become somewhat of a cult figure. It's amazing, that change around really in the space of a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think when you win, that takes a lot of the plaudits, and he's done that. That's all fans want, to see a winning team, and he's good enough to bring a winning team and an exciting team to watch, which is exactly what the fans want.
Bobbitt working hard but can't win it, and so Laniel forced back into his own zone. That'll be an icing call. This game has just gone to sleep to me, really. But the problem is, it's so warm in the building. We've got to keep reiterating that. The ice is so soft, it's difficult to handle the puck. Yeah,
you can see it now. The puck's, if you watch the puck, you can see it rolling all the time, and it's not easy on the players now. They're starting to tire a little bit. The ice is heavy. You can see there's wet patches all over the ice, and that's probably why the game's taking a little bit of a dive.
Also means that players like Chris Lipsett, who looks for the one-timer on a regular basis as Steelers get the puck back again. Here's a chance for Sebastian driving into the net, gets this one out in front, another chance for the Steelers. Shot comes in, that goes all the way through, another chance out there. And the man that comes up the puck is Mike Torchia. That had eyes. I don't know how he got a hold of it, but somehow it's in that massive purple and yellow catcher of his.
Yeah, another great save by Mike Torchia, but that's what Sheffield will have to do, get the pressure on him. Whether they get a goal, as I said before, it's going to be a lucky bounce. Manchester are playing really well here. You can see them all over the ice, 50-50 pucks. It's great to watch. It's a great game.
This building is starting to get tense as a shot comes in again, sticked aside by Torchia. I just wonder how many shots he's had on him so far this evening. It's got to be well in excess of 30 though, as here comes Cruz. He fires that one just wide of the target. Torchia with his leg tied to that near post. Another chance for Lauer, and now Short will just wind up and in desperation try and get that out of the zone. Can't be kept in by Allison. And now Sebastian. Mansoff. Good rink-wide pass to Allison, can't control. He'll go hard into the boards with Rob Wilson. Those two battle for the puck. It's come clear. Chance for Lauer to get in there. It's done well on the boards. And the Steelers get there first again. Good, smart defensive play. And to me, Lobby, it looks like the Storm are just hanging on here. Every single loose puck, they're just trying to get there first if they can, but if they can't, they'll just get a piece of shirt or shorts or stick or whatever. Yeah,
it's at the stage of the game now where, as you said, there's nerves, and with not very long left in the last period here, the last 15 minutes or so, the Manchester team have played so well, and no one wants to make a mistake. That's going to give it away at this stage.
Through 2 periods, I just understand that Mike Torchia has saved 23 of 25 shots.
And I bet you at least 14 or 15 of them have been...
Another chance, great save by Torchia, covers up as Le Boutillier with a golden opportunity. We're going to see the gloves drop here. Big face wash from Le Boutillier. It's Ferrone that's in there. These two are big boys and they can go if they want to, but at this stage of the game, the 3rd period of a playoff final, it's not going to happen. And what a chance for the Steelers.
It's just like I said, every save he's making is point blank. And Manchester are going to have to pick it up here if they want to win this game. Mike can only do so much, so they're going to have to clear the front of the net a bit.
Did you realise that he was this good?
I think you do. I think probably playing with Mike O'Neill, in my opinion, they were the 2 best goalies in the league, and I think we were very fortunate to have them on the same team. As you can see, hit a nice he's proven that he's a really good goalie.
Another shot comes in, that's straight into the boards, just behind the body of Mike Torchia, who's been outstanding as the puck goes deep into the Steelers zone. That's fired wide. It deflected all the way down the length of the ice here. The Steelers will try and reset. They've been one-way traffic, really. As the Steelers get it again, this is fired across, kicked away. Another chance for the Steelers out in front. Can they pick up the puck here? They're trying with Le Boutillier, pulls it out in front. It's just pinned back and had his stick pressed to the ice, but another golden chance. Oh, I just got a feeling, you know, it's not going to be the Steelers' night.
This game's got everything. As you can see, the puck's bouncing everywhere. No one knows what's happening. There's chances galore, and it's a great game to watch.
Through 2 periods, the shots on Ryan back, and this shows how many chances the Steelers had in that 2nd period. 20 shots on Ryan back, but just 8 in that 2nd period. 20 shots on back, so he saved 17 of those. Now the puck breaks through. Here's Roman, a score of experience and trying to get that leading pass through and try and utilise the speed of the Storm forwards. It's a danger now, isn't it, for the Steelers? They're going to push forward. They're going to try and create that opportunity. There are going to be the gaps as defensemen try and pinch in, but also as players get tired and don't perhaps skate back and back check as hard as they have done throughout the game.
Yeah, Manchester have definitely got the players here. If they get a chance, they can take it. So we're going to have to watch that. Got some great players with great speed like Bolche and Gallant and Ivan Matulik. They're players you don't want to give a chance to score.
Well, this place is electric. The Steelers come away with it. Here's Rick Brabant. Can he make the difference? Fires this one. He scored nearly 2,000 points in British hockey. How dearly he would love to get himself on the score sheet again in any form, because that would mean the Steelers would have tied this game back up again as the puck comes back out. Chance for Lipset. Can he score? What a chance. Open net. Oh, torture. Chris Lipset, you would have put your mortgage on him for him to score there. He held the puck up and held the puck up, and I don't think Mike Torchia can believe it. He went on the backhand side, and that could have been the save of the game and could be the championship to the Manchester Storm.
That is the best save I think I've seen it the whole season long. Lipset made an unbelievable move there. He pulled the puck round there, showed patience, thought he had the opening goal, and then Mike Torchia comes across and takes it away from. Unbelievable play by both players there.
I can't believe it.
It's when you have to start and ask questions now. As I said before, there's a lot of good chances, and Manchester are doing unbelievably well here and keeping them out.
I think Mike Torchia is doing unbelievably well. I think his defensemen have left him hanging a little bit in this third period. So we'll see if they can clear the puck out again. Storm do. Gets it up towards the Steelers' blue line. You know what, that's unbelievable. As the Storm, can they rub salt into that wound as we see the man hauled down to the ice, and the Sheffield Steelers are going to get a penalty called against them. Paul Cruz, you just hear him groaning.
Yeah, but I think if you look, there is a penalty. We talked about it before. Players like Matulik, he's a good player with speed, and if you give him an inch, he'll take it. And now Manchester have got a chance here. If they get a goal here, then the pressure's right on Sheffield. And we talked about it. Manchester have a good team. If they get a goal here, the pressure's right on.
Already scored once on the power play. That was the first goal way back. Seems so long ago now, doesn't it, in that first period, where Trevor Gallant was able to fire past Ryan Back. And this is a time when Ryan Back, who's not had a lot to do so far, needs to stand up and make those saves.
Yeah, as we talked about before, he's a top-class goaltender, so I'm sure we'll see that out of him.
Chance now for the Storm down low, getting across towards that far side. Another chance out in front. Ryan Back there on the doorstep, and good save. That was a very big stop, but Wilson has it fired in again into the body of Ryan Back, and he just vacuums that Mike O'Neill style into his body.
Yeah, great save. We talked about him being cold, but just made a great save there. Manchester are doing well here, playing the puck around and not really giving Sheffield a chance to get the puck off them.
A golden opportunity. I'll tell you the thing about this game, you don't often see finals where there are as many good chances.
Yeah, it's great for us to watch, but I'm sure the coaches are down there shaking their heads and biting their fingernails. When there's so many good chances, it's not good if you're a coach.
All the goals that Chris Lipset have scored this year, and that one chance, you would have backed him to the hilt to score there. As the Storm come back into the zone again on the power play. Steelers try and get it out, but kept in by Parrish. With a 2-on-1 down low here of the Manchester Storm with this man advantage. They get it back inside. One time it comes in. It goes over the top. That sticks aside well. Good play of the puck by Ryan Back. He was very aware of where the puck was. The Storm still have it deep in the zone. Can the Steelers get it clear? They need to try and just calm things down, and they will now with Jason Mansoff. He takes it into the zone, just drops it off. Chance now for Lipset, fires that one just wide of the target. I can't believe this. What are the Storm defensemen doing? They've allowed Lipset to get back and regain that puck, and the Storm are on the power play. Yeah,
they seem to be a little bit shaken. I don't know why. They've got a man advantage. They have to calm down and take control of it. They've got some good players out there. Someone take control of the puck.
That's another huge hit by Scott Allison in the corner. And now Cardarelli brings the puck in. He's all alone, tries to go around. What a save! Second chance, that's gone wide. That could be the save. And a third save in quick succession. Well, if Mike Torchia has kept the Manchester Storm in the game, that was, if you can do this, I will do it just a little bit better.
And it was a great save by Ryan Back, don't get me wrong, but Joe Cardarelli there showed Well, he has IHL experience. Unbelievable moves. He danced through the Sheffield players as if they weren't there and really deserved the goal.
So on course, Sports Centre, that's all I will say. The highlight reels will be working overtime tonight. Oh, you just got to take a breath.
Yeah, I said it's a packed crowd here, and it's great for everyone watching. You can listen to them, you can hear them.
What an atmosphere. What have you made of the move to bring it here to the NIC?
Well, it's obviously a very good move because the last 2 years, the atmosphere, which is probably the most important thing in the sport, has been unbelievable, and it's shown again tonight. This game has everything. I bet you there's not a lot of people seeing a better game than this.
The only thing I fear is if this was Manchester Storm Sheffield Steelers at the MEN Arena, you would have 18,500 people sat there, I would say.
Yeah, I think you would. What an atmosphere that would be. Could you imagine that, 18,000 watching that?
Well, they've had it once before. It's a couple of years back now. What can the Steelers create? What's your gut feeling at this stage? Do you think the Steelers can do it, or we're going to see a bit more afters here? As Ron Shudra just falls down to the ice here. He's taken a really nasty tumble as he just tried to pivot there. His skates seem to get stuck in a rut in the ice, and he's very, very slow trying to get back. He can hardly skate properly here, Ron Shudra. Well, this could be a problem here because there's like a man advantage for the Manchester Storm. Shudra just needs to get the hell off the ice.
Yeah, I think he's got his hand back caught there between his arms. So.
There he goes. Oh, it's fallen down again, and this could be a great chance for the Storm. They've got it in the zone. Great move to cut back inside. Do they drop it off again on that far side? Bursting around is Cardarelli again. We've seen his moves once. Can the Steelers get this clear? They need to. They're going to try and get it clear now as Ron Shudra hobbles off the ice now. What happened there?
I don't know. I think obviously he had a little bit of an injury earlier on, and you see him go into the corner, then he took a heavy hit. Done well to stay on the ice and just try to get the puck out and get it changed. So it'll be interesting to see if we'll see Ron Shudra back on the ice.
Here's Scott Allison. Can he find another goal? Scored 20 plus in the league season. Gets it towards Cruz. He's already scored 2 tonight. Looking for the hat-trick. Comes across again. Steelers hold on to the puck well. Here's another chance. Get it in on goal. And that's well saved by Mike Torture. He showed his flexibility there just to stand up straight, cover that post, but still get his catcher down and to handle the puck so well.
Yeah, if you look, see, he wants to get on with the game. He doesn't want to take a face-off in his own zone. He's trying to skate out it, obviously thinking ahead.
He's a big baseball player in his past, Mike Torture. Played at a very high standard. And you notice that with the way that he can handle a bobbling puck in front of him.
Yeah, you can see Mike's got everything then. He also thinks about the game. You can see him now. He didn't want to take a face-off, and the Sheffield players done well to get in his face and make him kill the puck.
Steelers keep it in the zone then. Can they find this goal down by 3-2? This is the playoff finals. This is it. You may as well go to the golf course. If you don't score here, they get another chance in on goal. The rebound comes out. Can the Steelers find a finish here? It's Brad Lauer, but there's Ivan Michulik to slow things down. He's just dumped unceremoniously into the boards.
Manchester are doing well here. Yeah, you have to admire the fighting spirit. They're taking a lot here. Sheffield are coming at them line after line, and they're doing well. You just have to admire them.
And it's tiring, isn't it, when you get a team that just comes after you?
Yeah, exactly. It's more tiring for the Manchester team than the Sheffield team. It's a lot more fun attacking than it is defending, but Manchester are having to do a lot of defending and doing it well at the moment.
Who's impressed you tonight?
I think the Allison line of Cruz and Lauer have been outstanding, and also the Ferron and Moran line. Probably 2 goals from that line. You would never expected it before the game, and they've come up trumps for the Manchester Storm.
But this is the playoffs. This is when the big players really count. And last year it was Kent Simpson, wasn't it, who did the damage with that beautiful one-timer.
Yeah, it's the unsung heroes, as we talked. You've got Allard as well.
Steelers again come in with Jason Manstoff. He tries to get it out in front. That's tight towards the net. Brent Bobbitt can't find a finish. Sorry to interrupt.
No, as I was saying, that line's done everything that's been asked of them. Allard, Moran and Ferron. And if they are going to win this, then they thoroughly deserve it.
Here's Sebastian in that familiar style of his. He takes a hit for his pains. That's an offside call. Grant just a stride offside. Interesting signing, Chris Grant, for the Sheffield Steelers.
Yeah, he's a proven goal scorer, and if you get a chance to get a player like that, obviously you're going to take him. He's
a player that Sheffield chased a long time ago, isn't he? I know that Dave Sims has always really liked him. Tried to bring him to Sheffield 2 or 3 times before. It's never worked out. At this point, he was able to come up, and he's provided that big shots and that physical presence.
Yeah, he's got a great shot. There's no one with a better shot than him, and if he gets a chance to score, he's going to take it. Obviously, when the chance came up, and Simsy and Mike talked about it, and brought him in.
Laniel finds the puck to centre ice. Send it towards Duteo. Here's Benazic. Leboutillier. Struggled with injuries really all year, Peter Leboutillier. What a hit into the zone. That was reminiscent of you, David, flying in there. And that was Cal Benazic with a huge hit, but now here's Ferrone, a chance to make some space at the other end, and there's Benazic again. Just, well, he's got a little mental out there at the moment, Cal Benazic, but that's the kind of thing that really changes momentum. As now the Steelers come down this left-hand side, they can't pick up the puck in the zone, though. And we'll get a whistle here as the puck is covered.
You can see there Mike's obviously sent Cal Benazic out to lift the team. He's doing that. He's made a couple of huge hits. He's getting the puck and he's everywhere on the ice. It's everything you want from a player like that.
Well, the time is ticking down here. Not too much longer left for the Sheffield Steelers.
Manchester are doing a good job here, keeping them off the score sheet, and I'm sure the longer they keep them off, the harder it's going to be for Sheffield.
Do you think it's a situation if Sheffield score, they're going to win this game?
Yeah, but as you said, it looks easier to say than do.
Oh, what a move. Here's ball. Cruz fires that one just wide. Rebound comes out again. Oh, well, for a man who's not renowned really for his ice hockey skills, as the Storm come forward again, this time with Machulik, he just dumps that in. That was an unbelievable move.
He was playing like a man possessed. 2 goals, and he's going after the third.
Steelers dump it in deep again. Torture will watch that one go wide. And icing is called. Face-off comes all the way back. You would have been proud of that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. A captain's performance. As I said, he's got 2 goals and he knows time's running out. He's trying to get the 3rd goal for his team. That's exactly what you want from your captain.
How much do you start to feel the pressure at this stage of the game when you're really chasing?
I think you're starting to feel it a lot. Obviously, at this point of the game, you'd rather be the Manchester team than the Sheffield team. And the way Mike Torture is playing, it doesn't look like there's going to be a way back here, but we can never write Sheffield off.
Well, Storm keep the puck in the zone. Good play by Wilson to handle that down. And Laniel gets physical in the corner. So is Brabant. He's trying to clear this one out. Just pushes his man into the boards. That's one back, and here's Gallant again trying to go on the wraparound. But Rick Brabant back again and just causing problems and doing his defensive job well. Rick Brabant in the end after making one small mistake. That's a big hit by Jeff Brown, and he's just slowed down. Clears that down the length of the ice. To me, David, it looks like if we are going to get another goal in this game and it goes to the Sheffield Steelers, I got a feeling we'll go to overtime. Remember, it is overtime, just a 5-minute sudden death spell, and then penalty shots. You've been involved in the penalty shootout before, haven't you?
Yeah, obviously once you get there, it's just to look at the draw. It's down to the goalkeepers. The goalies have a bigger advantage, but we might be looking ahead there. This Manchester team are playing with a really spirit that you want from your team, especially the team that finished last in the league, and you can see them here. They're all working for each other, and it's good to see.
Well, certainly that is a long way away. Sheffield Steelers need to muster a goal from somewhere, but that's what happens. End of 60 minutes regulation, 5 minutes overtime, and if it's tied after that, it's into penalty shots. So we're all clear as to what could happen. The Storm is still leading by 3-2. Duteo wins the draw. The Steelers have it with Mansoff. Here's Sebastian. Circling, trying to find an option back to Mansoff again. These two have played a lot together this year, but it's given away by Jason Mansoff, and now Sebastian's made a mistake. Ferrone showed good feet there to get around the outside, and can the Steelers get back and interrupt this? They do, and they will now get this one clear to the left-hand side of the ice. It's dumped in deep. Steelers go chasing with skipper Paul Cruz. Marshalled his troops well tonight. Spinning around then, here's Brad Lau. What a chance, he's played on a line with Mario Lemieux and Jaromir Jagr as it's deflected around by Allison, trying to find some space on that far side. Lau comes across again. The Storm can clear easily, but the Steelers win it back at halfway. It looks to me like there's a big slope in the ice going from right to left here. because the Steelers are just starting to come forward and in waves. Got to be careful though, because here come the Manchester Storm. Here's a chance for Basillo, fires that. Oh! Ryan back had to make sure of that because he didn't have much help back there, and that was a good shot from Basillo.
Yeah, it was a great shot. We talked about it before. You have to be careful, and even though you're chasing the goal, don't give Manchester a quality chance. And there was a great press from the defensive zone, and Basillo made a good shot, and back came up with a great save.
Paul Cruz with both Steelers goals. I think a few people have been disappointed in him this year because he's not been that Dennis Vial character that's gone round and bullied people and dropped his gloves with anybody that was willing to. He's really had to do that job, but he is indeed a very tough player. A very valuable asset to the Sheffield Steelers side. One I'm sure Mike Blaisdell would love to have return. Here's Gallant into the zone. Can the Storm put this to bed? Fires this one in, just sticked aside. Chance for Manstoff to clear. And you've got to think, if Manchester score at this stage, then that'll be it.
Yeah, the heads will drop from the Sheffield team, and I think it might be game over.
Here's Lipset dumping cross corner. There's Sebastian, the furthest man forward, trying to pinch in and get a goal. Man in the corner trying to work the puck, kept in by Laniel near side. Flipped all the way around the boards again. Can the Steelers get there first? They do with Lipset. Just banks it off the boards. What can the Steelers find here? They've got it on the goal line. See a line change here as Storm try and get rid of the puck. They're just playing with it in their own zone. They need to get rid of that. They really do need to get rid of that, and the Steelers have kept it in. Great chance to try and feed it in. That's held on to by Mike Torchier. He just looks a bit frustrated there.
Yeah, I think it's hard. It's easier said than done to clear the zone there. The Sheffield players are all over them, and sometimes when you don't get as much time as you like, you don't want to make a bad play, and you just try and hold on to it and try and make a good play. And all credit to the Sheffield forwards here, they're all over them, and if they're going to score, that's what they have to do.
You notice the building's just gone a little bit quieter.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of tension in the building. You can see Manchester are defending really well, and Sheffield are coming at them, so it's going to be interesting in the last part of the game.
Laniel keeps it in, dumps that one round towards the far side. Steelers go in immediately on the chase. They keep it in the zone again, and they still fight for every single puck. They've not given up on this game as Ryan back. He's had nothing to do in the past 5 minutes. Needs to keep his head on his shoulders, though. He needs to keep aware with what's going on. Steelers bank that very long range. That'll be icing. What was that for?
I think it's. I think they worked that play earlier on. If you send a winger out to the far blue line and you can rim it all the way around, and your winger gets to it, then you can outnumber the opposition. I think that's what they were looking for there. I think Manchester's starting to read that a little bit now. Obviously, Darryl Lipsey's told them on the bench what the Sheffield team are trying to do, and the Manchester team are doing well.
Now's really a moment for Rick Brabant, isn't it?
Yeah, it's. Sheffield have a lot of big game plays. You've got Rick, Lipset and Allison, and who's going to bet against Paul Cruz having probably the best player on the ice tonight, except for Mike Torchier.
Well, here's Brad Lauer, dumps it off to Allison. Skates very well. Scott Allison for a big man as he dumps that one in deep again. That's Cruz. Wilson a chance to clear. Oh, he gets hit hard again by Scott Allison. It's a good hit to maintain the puck, and Rob Wilson trying to use all his experience in there just to tie his man up. And those two have had a running battle all night long.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they speak to each other after the game.
I wonder whether they'll be joining us for a beer. I'll tell you what, this has been a good final, hasn't it?
It's been really good. It's perfect for the sport. Any new fans watching this one must be wanting to come back to another game, that's for sure.
How's your nerves?
It's obviously towards the end of the game here, and both sides are playing well. It's hard at the moment. I think Manchester are playing really well, and probably on the base of things deserve to win, but Sheffield are doing all they can to try and get a goal back.
Mansoff just rims out wide, a chance out in front, and Chris Lipset has scored from the tightest of angles. Well, we didn't know how you're going to beat Mike Torchier, and I think that one's banked off the back of his legs. How unfortunate can you get? But the Sheffield Steelers are back in this game. The game is tied up at 3. Are we staring overtime in the face? The time on the clock is 57 minutes and 50 seconds. The Manchester Storm 2 minutes and 10 seconds away from taking the playoffs and making this certainly a season to remember. And Chris Lipsett has found the back of the net. Wow.
A true goal scorer's goal there. A lot of people would have tried to bring it out in front of the net. He knows when there's a space, and that's why he probably is a top goal scorer in the league. And you have to feel for Manchester a little bit. They've defended so well, but now it looks like the momentum's of Sheffield. It's going to be interesting the last 2.5 minutes.
Well, that throws a whole different complexion on this match, and I said I was getting nervous. Well, it's a whole bit different bunch of nerves as the Steelers come in again. They're maybe going to look for the winner here as Rick Brabank gets it out towards Bobic. Bobic got an option here. It comes to Lipsett. What a chance! And what a save. Rebound. The puck's still there. What can the Steelers do? They've still got it in the zone. Chance push around the back of the net. Chris Lipsett leaves it to Bobic this time. The Steelers have had a good chance to finish off this game, and the Storm are just static. Their players look very, very tired indeed.
It's hard when you get an equalising goal in the last few minutes here. It's obviously going to affect the Manchester players. Have played so well throughout the game and defended well, and then Sheffield come up with a goal, and the way things are looking now, they might go on and win it in normal time.
Well, the game-tying goal came at 57:50, scored by Chris Lipsett, assisted by Brent Bobic and Jason Mansoff. Oh, I don't know if I can take sudden death overtime.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of nervous fans in the building, and probably none so than the two coaches.
What's the strategy at this point? If you're the Sheffield Steelers, are you just going to keep playing forward, or are you going to hang on and just hope for 5-minute overtime?
I think no, they've got the momentum. You can hear the fans, listen to the fans here singing away, and with the momentum the fans are giving the players, and the players have brought upon themselves, they're going to go right after Manchester here, and Manchester might do well to just try and get to the overtime and see what happens with that.
Well, another delay, this time for ice, as we're seeing them trying to sort the ice out on that far side of the arena. And we've been talking about this, and I think there may even be a bit of debris, but there's also a few problems down there with some broken ice. And it is so warm in this building. How's it going to handle another 5 minutes if we do go to overtime?
Well, you can see now the ice is choppy, and with overtime looking like it's coming, it's going to be a tough 5 minutes. But I think if I was out there, I'd be worrying about if the penalty shots do come around, and it's obviously the goalie's advantage. There might not be many goals with there being bad ice, and the puck's going to be bouncing. You might see a lot of players shooting.
Well, that's still a long way away. We've still got a couple of minutes to go as Short rims that round the boards. A chance for Lau to get out in front. Feeds that. There's Cruz on the doorstep. Can't find anything. And Storm will bring it clear. The Steelers are in a bit of danger here as Storm do bring it down with Matulik. What a defensive read that was. And now the Steelers come back with Cruz. Just softly dumps it down. Here's Mike Torchia. What a game he has played. He has been so impressive.
You have to feel sorry for Mike Torchia here. It looked like Manchester had the game all wrapped up, and Sheffield come in with a goal with 2.5 minutes left.
Here come the Storm again then. Brown. Had a decent game, Jeff Brown. And the Storm fire this one back round. Can they keep it in the zone again? They can. They're going to try and burst around the outside with Mark Bulche. He just gets his head into the boards again, not for the first time this season. There's Paul Ferrone out there. He's getting some extra ice time because he's played so well tonight. And the Steelers do clear that, and they just clear it anywhere. Into the stands is good enough for anybody now. And this is an offensive zone draw. And here we're going to see the big face-off man taking this. Mike Blaisdell will probably throw a couple of centres out there. One will be Brad Lauer, you'd imagine. The other one being Mark Duteo. It's really important, isn't it, to win these face-offs so late on in the game?
Yeah, and it's important to have two face-off men out there, especially in your own zone. If your top face-off man gets thrown out, you don't want an inexperienced winger going in there, so that's why they have two centremen in there.
Face-off won by the Manchester Storm. Bursting around the outside is Chris Miller, trying to make some space. Goes on the wraparound. That's a good save. Tell you what, that's a tricky one because that went back across the body.
Yeah, it did, and it looked like Ryan Back was already down on the ice. Maybe if you had lifted that a bit, we might have seen a winner.
Oh, the tension in this building is unbelievable. 3-3. Under a minute to go.
This is the type of game you just want to see go on and on and on.
Speak for yourself. I want to see the Steelers score. Puck comes back. Here's Miller again. Fires it round. What can Ryan Back do with this puck? He needs to get rid of it. He does. Now Rick Brabant, can he use that experience? He does, just pivots and skates so well. Steelers have got it clear down that far side, and the Storm have come back into it in the last 30 seconds or so. That is it. That is the end of regulation time. The Steelers were 2 minutes and 10 seconds away from going out of the playoffs, and it was that one goal. Good work from Mansoff, better work from Bobic. And Chris Lipset with a real goal scorer's touch.
Yeah, that's a, as you talked about earlier on, that's the type of goal that see Ed Courtney score from behind the net there. But Darrell Lipsey had a big job to get the players up for the overtime and lift their heads, and it's be interesting to see how the Manchester Storm react. Well,
who do you fancy in overtime? Are we going to see run and gun, or are we going to see tight defensive? I fancy penalty shots, personally.
I don't know. I think that Sheffield have a little bit of the momentum here, so you might see them going after Manchester a bit, and it'd be nice to see a winner in overtime rather than go to penalty shots.
Well, we're just into the overtime period. 5 minutes sudden death. One mistake will do it. Here come the Steelers. That's fine in. Good save by Torchia. Another chance for the Steelers with Laniel. He's worked hard deep in the zone. Needs to get back though, because there is a space on the blue line. And the Storm will try and get this one clear through Chris Miller. The puck needs to be down the Steelers' end as far as the Storm are concerned. Mike Blaisdell will have gained a few grey hairs. It's another good check by Jeff Brown. He seems to have read the game very well in the past 10 minutes or so and made some big plays.
Yeah, he's a really good skater, so you can see him out there. As you said, a first-round draft pick, and anyone who's a first-round draft pick knows how to play hockey, and not more so than Jeff Brown. He's doing really well out there.
Still a young kid though, Jeff Brown, and prone to the odd mistake. Let's hope he doesn't make one here. So he does what? How calm is that? Overtime of the playoff finals, he's just stick-handled right the way through someone's triangle in his own zone. And there you go.
I think when you skate as well as Jeff Brown, then you can take a little bit more risks than someone who can't skate as well.
Incidentally, shots on goal through 3 periods in this match. 13, 12 and 12. And even with my poor maths, that suggests 37 shots on Mike Torchia. Through 3 periods. And just 12, 8 and 13 shots on Ryan Back in that final period. Storm outshot the Steelers in that 3rd period. Well, that's a surprise to me, but those are the stats we've been given. Not necessarily correct.
I think Sheffield had the better opportunities.
Yeah, most certainly. Got about 3.5 minutes left then in this overtime period. Here's Mansoff. No major chances so far in overtime, as Bobic eventually finds the puck, dumps that in. This will be icing. If Storm get there first, they will do. So the face-off deep in the Steelers' zone. It's not been free-flowing stuff in the overtime period, has it?
No, I think everyone's a little bit nervous now. No one wants to make the mistake that's going to cost the team a goal. And as you say, there's a lot of room on the ice, and 4 on 4th. So hopefully we'll see a goal here in the next few minutes.
Are the Manchester Storm just going to say, fine, let's leave it to penalty shots because Mike Torchia has played so well?
I think that would be very dangerous when you see a goalie like Ryan Back at the other end of the ice. As I say, whoever loses now is going to be heartbroken. It's been a really good game, and it's been a great game for us to watch and commentate, and sadly tonight there's going to be a loser.
Is penalty shots the right way to do it, or should we just play until we get a winner in regulation or in overtime, shall I say?
I think when it comes to a game like this, I think the players would rather see the overtime go on and on, but I'm sure the fans would rather see penalty shots.
Now the puck is played down the ice again by the Sheffield Steelers, who just forced onto the back foot here. No icing call. As in comes Romanek. Can he find a goal from someone? Nice pass across the ice. Shot comes in, that's kicked away, and the Steelers are doing well, dropping very deep to pick up that rebound, and now they try and break all the way down the ice, but the Storm will bring it back and into the zone with Ivan Machulik bustling around the outside. He gets the pass back and across, but there's Brad Lauer just doing his job, getting back and trying to clear it out of the zone. Now he will clear it up the ice, and that doesn't find anybody particular, except for Mike Torchia, who just will lay this one off. Rob Wilson, familiar style. He's got that look, hasn't he, when he hits it behind the net?
We talked about it all night. He's confident on the puck, and he's not going to make many mistakes or lose it in front of his own net. So I think the team are happy for him to have the puck behind there.
I know, Rob, I'm touching wood as you say that. Here comes Cruz. I'm superstitious. You might not be. Here comes Cruz into the zone again, looking for his hat-trick. Can he fire this one round the boards? He can. He gets it towards Rick Brabant. That comes out in front towards Mansoff, and the defenseman pinching in. He's bundled Torchio into the net. That was another good save. But there's a gap at the back, and the Storm can try and utilise this now if they can. Hauled down to the ice. No penalty called on the play, as there shouldn't be at this stage of the game. Cal Short still has it. Runs out of ideas. Here's Gallant. Gets it back across. What a chance for Preston. Oh, well, that was closer to us, I think, than it was to the goalers. Here's Gallant again in the far corner. Steelers need to get back and get a hold of this puck. They're trying to. And now they do, and they will clear that one down the ice. And here's Chris Lipset, the game-tying goal scorer. Into the zone. He's trying to use his speed around the outside. Drops it off. Nearly finds the stick of Jeff Sebastian. And the Storm will come back as we enter the final minute. Here's Romanuk. We're 1 minute away from penalty shots. Can Romanuk find something here? Good strength by Brown again, and another good read. I tell you what, he's been criticised, has Jeff Brown, for making too many mistakes, but he's played out of his skin in this final period. And in overtime, here's Cardarelli. Gets it inside. What a chance for Parrish into the body of Ryan Back from a tight angle. The Steelers come away. Here's Allison. Oh, chips that through the legs. Nice play by him. Tries to pull it back inside, trying to make the play, but well read. And Machulik should clear that one up to Cardarelli. Steelers keep it in the zone. They're just trying to press with Lowry so strong on the balls, but the Storm have got it and they will come away. We've seen Cardarelli do this before. Gets it towards this near side. Miller. He's going to shoot it in. He does, just wide of the goal though. The Steelers will count this one down. Will they try and clear it? Will they get one last opportunity? Long range shot. So we hear the crowd counting down. The final hooter. This is it. This is what everybody's been playing for the past season. Penalty shots. There's Joe Cardarelli. We've seen his moves already. Difficult ice out there. Is it going to be a move? Is it going to be a shot? He comes in now against Back. What a save. That went 5-hole on Ryan Back, and he just managed to hold that one off the line.
Yeah, I think you could see Cardarelli trying to fire it through his legs there. Probably that's how a goal scorer would try and do on the bad ice. Get a good shot away and not try and waste time with moves.
Here's Chris Lipset for the Sheffield Steelers. Scored the game tire. Shot or move?
I think as a goal scorer he might shoot, but you never know with someone like Chris Lipset, top goal scorer in the league, so he can probably do whatever he wants going in there.
Lipset against Torchia. In he comes now. Hashmarks goes to the move just wide. Torchia spread eagled. That's a lovely move.
Yeah, I think the puck, as you said, with the bad ice, puck maybe he's just rolled up a little bit on him, and he didn't end up getting the puck over Torchia's pads.
Russ Romanuk, NHL experience, IHL experience, AHL experience. Ryan Back, you may as well copy that and paste it because he has exactly the same. Not had an outstanding season, but he's been all right for the Storm. Experience counts for a lot as he gets the speed up now. In he comes, goes for the shot. What a kick save! Ryan Back did ever so well to get his leg out because he's such a big man.
Yeah, it's a big, in my opinion, it's a big advantage for the goaltenders here going in, and he's done well there. He didn't really give him much to shoot at.
Brad Lauer, ex-Pittsburgh Penguin, first season in the UK. What can he do? Skates up now, does Brad Lauer. Plenty of space for him, goes for the move, back outside! Brad Lauer has beaten Mike Torchia. The Sheffield Steelers are leading the shootout 1-0, and they're a penalty shot up. What a move.
Yeah, great move. Show the experience there. The older players often do that. He come in and faked the shot and made a great move.
Onto his backhand side and just fed that home, didn't he? In between.
Similar to Chris Lipset.
In between pad and glove. Well, here's Mark Bulche for the Storm. International experience with Holland as he comes in now. Makes a move backhand side. That goes 5-0. Somehow that's kept out. I thought that was going to sneak through.
Yeah, I think he tried to put it through his legs there, and Back seemed to be letting it go through, and then at the last minute swung his legs round and kept it out. Great save.
Unorthodox. Unorthodox. Well, you know Rick Brabant well. What's he going to do? Steelers leading this by 1-0.
I don't know, but I'll probably put my money on Rick scoring.
There he comes, Rick Brabant coming up to the blue line. He's taking things slowly. Well, he shoots. Oh, Well, that's a save, and I think that's the worst penalty shot I've ever seen Rick Brabant take.
Yeah, it might be a little bit of kidology there. He's played against Mike in practice a lot of times and maybe he didn't know what he was going to do.
Trevor Gallant, you got to fancy him to score. Scored once already in the game. He's got great moves. Steelers leading 1-0. This is the 4th penalty shot. Here comes Gallant against Ryan Back. Goes to the move. Back inside. What a save! Oh my word! He'd beaten Back, and somehow a big left leg saved that.
Unbelievable save. We talked about him not having much to do during the game, but he's more than making up for it here in the penalty shootout.
Well, who writes this man's script? Ron Shooter steps out to take a penalty shot in the playoff finals. He's done this before. Last time he missed. How will he do this time? This will seal it if he scores. Oh, save torture. Shooter went above the blocker and just couldn't find the back of the net.
That would have been a fairy tale there for Ron Shooter to come on and score the goal, but unfortunately it wasn't to be.
Dan Preston?
That's a little bit of a surprise, especially with the players like Rob Wilson, who we talked about before, who's got experience of scoring a winning penalty shot, but obviously Dan Preston must be good.
Well, the pressure is on him. This is a Storm season. If he scores, that's it, but he's missed. Ryan Bank makes the save, and the Sheffield Steelers are the playoff champions of 2001-2002. And boy, do they deserve it.
Yeah, you have to feel sorry for Manchester Storm, but it's all about scoring more goals than the other team, and that's exactly what Sheffield have just done.
Mike Torture has played out of his skin tonight, and he is just going to be there somewhere on that Storm bench, gutted, but the Steelers can celebrate because they've retained that playoff title. And what a year for Mike Torture. We see him, or Mike Blaisdell, should I say, we see him out there on the ice. He's hugging his players. And he's a player's coach, and how happy is he?
He's over the moon. You can see that this probably means more to him than it did last year with us, because I think last year we expected to win. This year they've come from behind and done exceptionally well.
Well, here's Paul Cruz skating across to pick up that trophy. What a moment this is for him. His first season in British hockey. He's played for the Calgary Flames, he's played for the New York Islanders. But none of that will mean as much as this right now.
Yeah, he's had the game of the night there. 2 goals and really led by example, exactly how a captain should be.
Raises the trophy above his head then. The man of the match, Paul Cruz, and poses for the photographers. And this is things that careers are made of. Oh, well, the champagne's out. What a season it's been to be a Sheffield Steelers fan.
Yeah, it's nothing more than they deserve. The year before, they went from having the best team ever to play here to not knowing whether they were going to have a team, and to only 9 months later to have this is unbelievable.
Well, what about this man, Ryan Back? He celebrates with the fans now.
Yeah, the penalty shootout there was unbelievable. Didn't really give Manchester a chance.
He is one of the main reasons, really, his form over the stretch. And what about this guy? You know him well. One of your best buddies in hockey, Scott Allison.
Yeah, you have to be pleased for Scotty there. He's done well this year. He's scored a lot of goals and had a great game tonight. Didn't score, but made a lot of good plays and big hits. Exactly what the team needs. And
it must be so sweet for him because he hung out for the Sheffield Steelers.
Yeah, I think when everyone else was leaving, Scotty stayed right with them and showed loyalty, and it's a great moment for him.
But what a night it's been here at the NIC Arena. What a night to be a Sheffield Steelers fan. I hope you've enjoyed it half as much as we have. Rick Brabant picks up what he must be his 500th trophy in British hockey. We're glad you could share the evening with us. The Sheffield Steelers have retained their pay-off trophy, and did they deserve it? It went to penalty shots, but in the end it was that man Brad Lauer who was able to score the game-winning goal. Just got to wonder now what the summer holds for the Sheffield Steelers. Congratulations goes out to everybody. What an evening.
odds, right? This team right here laid it on the line all year long. We had 9 players for 2 months. What can you say about this team? What can you say about Ryan Fox?
I suppose we've got to start by asking you, at the start of last year, you couldn't possibly have expected to lift the playoff trophy at the end of it, could you?
Well, no, you didn't even expect to be playing in Sheffield, that's for sure. When I first came back into Sheffield, it was obviously more behind the scenes roles. But again, you miss playing, and I knew that Scotty Neal in Edinburgh was still looking for players. He always tends to, for budget reasons, to go with a couple less in the first month or so to put a little money in the bank. And I said, well, if you need help, give us a call and we'll go up there and play. So at least I was keeping in shape that way. But as far as playing and lifting a trophy at the end of it, wouldn't have dreamed of doing that, no.
Now, how did it come about then? You were working for the club as part of the commercial department. Mm-hmm. How did you enjoy that?
It was all right. I mean, it was very difficult, obviously, trying to bring some stuff in. I mean, there's a lot of bad blood with the businesses that have been, through the past few years, that people being taken for money and the reputation of the club basically going down the drain when it's all went wrong again. And it just took time, and eventually there were a few people coming in. There were the few that stuck by the team, which was great. And then you tried to bring in a few here and there, and we succeeded a little bit in bringing in some new ones.
So how did it happen then? You were just sat in the office one day, banging out on the computer, and the knock comes from Mike Blaisdell. Mm-hmm. Hey Ron, do you fancy strapping the skates back on?
Well, it was we didn't have any computers at that point, so it wasn't so far as that. But you could see that players are getting hurt. Obviously, being in there every day, you could see players are getting hurt, and you knew that that's going to be a 3 month, that's going to be 3 month, that's going to be 5 month. You can see that they're going to be long term, and Mike was sort of scratching his head. What can we do? Because we're pretty much near the budget and stuff, and Norton will not allow us to go over the budget, which is fine. I mean, I think he was the only one last year that didn't go over the budget. He stated that he would never do it, and he didn't. So it came to the point where they go on a road trip with 8 players, and there's nobody available. Obviously, you got to bring people in for flights and then accommodations and wages and and everything else. And David Sims actually said to Mike, well, what about Ron? He's sort of playing up in Edinburgh, and come out and see. And Mike said, well, do you think he want to play again? And they came and asked, and I said, well, yeah, sure, I'll come and give it a whack, see what I can do. And there's no pressure on you to come back at that point. I didn't think. I mean, you're coming into a team with 8 players. All you can do is go in there and you're getting thrown right in. So you have to go in and do what you can, and just try and play consistently and not let everybody else down.
Was it difficult to come back to Sheffield as a player again? Because you'd left, not in the best of terms, I suppose, after giving the club so much service.
Well, I think it's always nice to go out there. I was a little embarrassed to skate onto the ice, to be honest, because I knew going in that there'd probably be a pretty good cheer for it just from walking around the crowd before that, and everyone saying, "Oh, we'd like to see you back," and this and that. And I said, "Well, that happens. It happens. If it doesn't, fine. I'm not working in the office to get back on the ice here." And it was a lot of fun to come back and play. Let's put it that way, because you knew that you could still contribute. I knew I could still contribute, and then you get lucky enough to score a goal in the first game coming back is crazy, really.
Who writes your scripts?
No, I don't know, but it's something that you wouldn't dream of doing. I mean, I didn't even expect to to be playing as much as I did, and to get out there and all of a sudden it's like, oh, you're up again. I'm like, okay, whatever. But Mike said, well, we'll come in, you'll throw you on the power play here and there, and an odd shift here and there, and but when you go down to 1.5 lines and 3 defensemen sort of thing, there's no such thing as getting thrown in. It's here and there. It's, oh, by the way, you're playing and get out there. So, but again, you just have to if you can work smartly, try and be under control and stuff like that. I was messing around with Jeff Brown in the dressing room. He's a young guy in the team. 23 years old. He'd run around all over the place. Everything was at 100 miles an hour with him, sort of thing. And I said, well, you might say I'm old and slow, but I say, well, I'm not old. I'm experienced, and I'm not slow. I play under control. So old and slow becomes, controlled and experienced. But he couldn't seem to grasp that one. He always had to, run in and try and, do everything at 100 miles an hour instead of just playing under control.
Now, that first game was against Manchester Storm. Were you a little bit nervous before going in, or were you confident?
Yeah. I mean, you're always nervous. I mean, I only practiced it was like the Wednesday, Thursday, sort of Friday, 3 days before with the guys. I mean, you'd known the guys anyways from day one when they'd come in, talking to them and all that. But going up, yeah, you're a bit nervous, and the butterflies were there, and you just try and get on with it and forget about it and use that for, try and channel your efforts into other stuff.
Now, you came in, Steelers were pretty much bottom of the league, struggling like crazy with injuries, and that didn't really get that much better as the season went on. But it was a good, strong finish, wasn't it, for the team?
Yeah, I mean, from the onset of the season, if you looked at the players and the quality of the players that were there, from day one, if they'd all stayed healthy, I think they would have been topping Belfast. It's just Belfast happened to get on a run, and they didn't get anybody injured until when? Playoff time. They got 2 or 3 guys hurt in the playoffs, and what happened to them? They didn't do anything in the playoffs, did they? So it just shows what 1 or 2 or 3 injuries can do. London was the same; they had some injuries. Nottingham had some injuries. Ayr was about the only ones I think that didn't really. Ayr and Belfast, and they were pretty consistent from the beginning of the year all the way through.
Now, did you think that there was a chance for this side to go on and become the playoff champions? I mean, it was thrown together in 3 weeks, had massive injury problems throughout the whole of the season. At times looked as disjointed as a hockey side could get, but then at other times they were supplying bits of skill. Yeah,
well, I think when you end up with a short roster of about whatever it was, 15 or 16 players, and anytime you lose 3 or 4 of them, it puts a lot more pressure onto the 12 players. So you look at it and you look at the schedule that was there, especially over Christmas. You're playing with 9 players and you're playing 8, 10 games or whatever the heck it is. The pressure on those players and their abilities are not going to be at 100% anyways, because all you're doing is really tiring them out. And then once the other guys started coming back in January and February, you could see that the energy levels sort of pick up again, because you tended to rest those 8 guys that were there. They weren't out on the ice every 2 minutes or every minute, going as hard as they can. And it does. It takes a lot out of you to do that, especially to play in a big building against teams that may be quicker than your team. You have to learn how to play a very, very solid and strategic game, I guess, is a good one. And at some points it was, well, we'll get to center ice, we won't even go over center ice. After a 3rd game in 4 nights, going into the 2nd period, you might be up 1-0. It's like, you've got no legs, even, and that's after the 1st period. So what do you do? You try to be the old Basingstoke team, the old Bracknell team, where you just trying to shut it down if you can, and conserve energy, so that you might have a 10-minute push in the 3rd period if you need it.
Now let's look at that playoff final in Nottingham, the semi-finals on the Saturday, and could have almost been called off. The game was in a little bit of doubt. The Queen Mother had died. Did that filter down to the players that there was a possibility that the event could have been cancelled?
No, I don't think so. I think the guys, being sportsmen, you don't tend to get things like that in North America, and most of the players obviously North American, so they would just be ready to play anyways. And they'd be wondering if it got cancelled, why would it be cancelled? It's, what's the big deal sort of thing. When we know that over here, that it is a big deal, but, you prepare for the game, and it was never in doubt.
No?
No.
Always confident?
It was always going to win. But no, you look at it and, the way the game was, I think we went down early and we fought back. We had a lot of chances in the game as well.
Yeah.
Just couldn't score, and then all of a sudden one went in. another one in, and another one in. It's just the way the nature of the game. If you can still get your opportunities, hopefully you're gonna get one by the netminder.
You've played in a fair number of playoff finals. What was this, number 3, number 4 for you?
Well, probably more than that.
Yeah.
Don't know. I can't remember.
You've gone to penalty shots before on the finals weekend.
And missed the last time I went on penalty shots as well. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think we've mentioned that before.
Yeah.
But this for you, I mean, it just must have been incredible going down and Manchester just outplaying the Steelers for such a long period of time. And all of a sudden there was just a couple of freaky goals, I suppose, in Paul Cruz's and then Chris Lipset with a little banker there off the back of the goalie at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, did you then know after Lipset's goal had gone in that you were going to win?
Well, I don't even think in the Manchester game we thought we would lose. Not trying to be cocky or arrogant, but we went into the game knowing that Manchester played a great game against Ayr the night before. It was from what we had seen. Obviously before we got there, both teams were actually watching the Ayr game because it was a very, very good game, and we knew that Manchester on their day was a good enough team to beat anybody. It didn't matter who they were playing. They were a good club, and we went out and we just tried to keep playing. We knew that if we they may put lots of pressure on us, but that sometimes at the back they tend to do same sort of thing we do. We tend to leave it open every once in a while, and they did, and we're fortunate to get a couple of goals, and then overtime, and then shootout. Shootout, it's like anything. It's anybody's game in that. But again, Ryan loved to do, and so did Owen. He loved to do stuff like that after practice.
Yeah.
And every practice we were doing stuff, doing penalty shots because they loved to do it for 15 or 20 minutes.
Were the 5 shooters predestined then? When did you know?
No, I didn't. Mike came down the bench for me and goes, "Do you want to shoot?" And I kind of looked at him. I said, "Shoot, what? You can't be serious." He goes, "Yeah, you think you can score?" I said, "Well, yeah, I think I can score." I put it where I wanted to put it and ended up going off the shaft of the guy's stick. So, what do? So it gets that, you get him going one way and he sort of just throws a stick out the other way, and he did his job. And
it was a better penalty shot than at Wembley.
Yeah, it was. Even at Wembley I knew what I wanted to do. But the thing is, at the point when I wanted to do it, there was nothing there to actually do it. There was no spot to put where I wanted to, so you have to do, and at that point, then you're going, uh-oh. And by then it's too late. You have to make your mind up beforehand and go from there.
Take us through the penalty shots then. Who started out?
I don't know. Who started out? You tell me.
I think it was Rick, wasn't it? Was it Rick that started out? No, he went 4th.
I don't even know. All I know is that Brad scored. They didn't. We won.
He went 3rd, didn't he?
Yeah, Brad went 3rd, and then I went after him. Not even realizing that if I scored, it was over. You don't realize that until you come back on the bench. And I said, if you would have told me that before, I probably would have, missed the puck at center ice. But it would have been nice to score there, to win it, to end it right there and then. But Ryan came up with the goods as well.
He was really strong, wasn't he, back after the year?
Yeah, I think again, he you look at players when they first come over. And it is difficult for netminders. Owen played great at the beginning of the year. Well, he played here last year. He played in the Super League. He knew what the buildings were like. He knew big buildings, small buildings, things like that. Where Ryan came in playing small buildings, and it takes a long time for goalies to react and timing and everything else. And he got a little bit hurt for a little while, but that didn't help. But then once he got on his game, got better and got his confidence, there wasn't a better goalie in the league.
What did it feel like then when Paul Cruz skated over, picked up the trophy?
That's great. You tend to enjoy it, don't you? You're like, it's happened. We won it again, or I've won it again. For hoping, could have been more, could have been the last time, whatever. And you just try to enjoy it. It was you're like, give me that thing, and I'm going to have a skate with it as well.
Any thoughts of hanging up the boots after that?
No. Why? You don't want to hang the boots up. I never ever did want to hang the boots up. I thought I could still contribute to any team in certain roles. Again, you go to Super League, it's a role play sort of thing, and he's quite happy to go in, play 5th, 6th defenseman, 9th, 10th forward, whatever. to be slotted in to do whatever you can do. And it hasn't worked, but no big deal. Still playing this year.
Yeah, Coventry. Should be interesting playing under Paul Thompson.
Yeah, Tom was all right. He watches the game. He's a bit of a student of the game as well, from his old playing days. We always, used to bug him about it, and that he wasn't, the quickest guy on the ice. But he always gave all the effort that he could. And going down there again, it's the roles changing. Going with 4 defensemen. You go from 4 defensemen to 6 defensemen, 4 import defensemen. What's your job? You have to play offense, you have to play defense, you have to play power play, penalty. So it's one of those things where you're going to have to play all, do the jack of all trade things again.
Finally then, just to wrap up, Sheffield this year look like they've gone with a completely different kind of team, a lot smaller, a lot faster, perhaps something you wouldn't usually associate with Mike Blaisdell's style of hockey.
Yeah, well, I think it's like anything. You try to keep your core players as best you can. And this season, a lot of those the guys that he wanted back haven't come back, and so he may have changed his thinking a little bit in his mind that maybe, we might have been a little bit slower last year. Maybe we should, get a few guys in that are a bit quicker, and try and spread it around that sort of way, to be more aggressive, being first on the puck instead of having to dump it in and having to. Play more physical to get the puck out. Let's see if we can do like Belfast did with their little guys. Quick zippy passes in and out, and you're in. But you never know. He may have one line that's big and plays one way, another line that's smaller and plays another way. That's the easiest way to mess up another team.